Welcome back, BG Nation. We are at week 16, and we truly have a Jester Max episode. This one must have gone for a long time. We hope you do enjoy it. But we have Roy back here after a week-long absence, and we do enjoy it. Wabi Sabi, producer Jay, all here. We break the fourth wall a lot. We hope you enjoy it. We talk a lot about NBA, We go off the script probably way too much. NFL talk. I profess my love for Lissa Liu shooting my shot. Yep. That's pretty much it. So hope you all enjoy. Leave a like and subscribe. Thank you, and let's go.
Shout out BG. FTP. Welcome back, BG Nation. It is week 16, epi 16, and we are back. Where are we back at, Jewayne?
UTSA.
Yes, sir.
We're not in my RV, my little camper RV, stuffed with absolute shit. We are in our big stew, back at it. I keep going back to like 3 weeks ago. We said we had our forever stew, apparently. We said we finally found a home, and now we're on our fourth straight week at a different stew. So whatever happened there.
We're nomadic. Like you said before, just quick shout out. Shout out producer Jay. Shout out, just this entire studio. Shout out UTSA. New background. If y'all are messing with it, drop it in the comments. Off the rip, let's get into it. Apology segment. Let's get right into the apology segment. I apologize to BG Nation. I apologize to my co-host. I apologize to everyone out there for missing last week's epi. Yes, I had, quite a busy.
Roy, what'd you have going on last week?
Quite a busy schedule going on. Like, truly. I was watching the Super Bowl. I was with family. I was truly ghosting Jewayne. Whenever we were supposed to film.
Look,
I apologize.
Quick story time. I didn't want to put Roy's laundry out there from what happened last week. I pulled up to UIW. Can I tell this whole story time, actually?
You can do it partially. I like it.
I pulled up to UIW, right?
Yep.
We said 10 a.m.
We did say 10 a.m.
I pulled up at 11. Roy's not answering. He's still asleep. For about 40 minutes, I'm waiting outside of his apartment, spamming. I think I must have called him like around 40 times on Snapchat, regular phone. I must send 100 messages. I finally, from the deepest, darkest part of my memory, remembered his exact room, his exact dorm, and I found my way in, sneaked past two. I don't know if I'm incriminating myself.
That is pure incrimination.
Two locked doors, and I got in there, and I slammed Roy's door. However, although I was at Roy's door, fun fact, he never opened the door for me. I never saw Roy's door once. I went up to his dorm, slammed the door, and I never saw Roy once. Chilled at UIW, Avoca Boy, shout out. Kept me for 2 days like a little pet in their apartment.
Shout out.
I stayed there with them, but I never saw Roy one time, even though I made it out to UIW.
Yep. That's a funny story. It's a funny story. And look, that's your end. That's your end. Let me say my end. Look, we did say 10 a.m. Quite early for me.
Normal.
10 a.m. Very normal for normal people.
What time did you wake up this morning?
Oh, this morning, 7:30. No, that's for real. And that's for real. But talking about, this last week and whenever I missed the epi, your perspective is your perspective. My perspective is I woke up late. Yes, I did wake up late. I hear banging on my door. I get up, and I see you holding a camera in front of my door hole. I am not about to open my door off of fresh sleep to a camera in my face. That's first off. Second of all, you were spamming me, banging on my door, going crazy. I felt a little disrespected. You snuck through two things. You should be in prison right now, fam.
Two people. One guy let me up. I told him the story. One guy let me up, and he didn't talk to me. I was like,
you told him the story?
I told him, like, you know what I'm here for? He's like, what's up? I said, my co-host is up there. I've been waiting for an hour, and he hasn't responded.
That's actually funny.
He said, damn, that's fucked up.
That's cap. No,
he did.
We're capping now.
He said, damn, that's effed up. I said, I know. He's like, good luck to you, man. I'm like, I know. I'll get it done. I did get it done.
You did get it done.
After that,
and look, I appreciate you.
The door on your floor.
Yeah.
Another door to get on your actual floor. I just banged that.
You were banging on the main
door.
You gotta understand that's truly a problem, right? You do understand that's a problem, right? Mm-mm. You're banging on
Someone eventually came out. He didn't say hi to me. He just looked at me.
And he opened the door.
Well, he walked past me. He looked at me. And I just snuck in. And then I was stuck in the lobby by myself for about 15 minutes waiting for Roy. All was just me and the cleaning lady. She was going ham. She could not clean in front of your door though, because I was standing there, going kind of insane on your door.
Yeah, I was getting ready, but my getting ready routine does take a while.
2 hours.
I had a honestly, sometimes I know viewers, you might get behind me on that. My get ready routine does take a minute.
I take about 5.
I also had a dip at a certain time. That's truly, we're going into details now. All in all, I apologize for missing last week's Epi, I apologize to my co-host for wasting his time that Friday. And yeah, I mean that's about it.
It was a whole weekend ordeal.
We're back though.
We are back.
We're back,
and I'm glad to have Roy.
Nonetheless, we're back.
I'm no longer out of breath. If you caught last episode, but every 10 minutes I'd die on the side, out of breath, coughing.
That's
so
interesting.
I'm happy to what. You seem like I'm out of shape or something. Like
Nah.
Just
bro. When did I say that? When did I say that? Genuinely, when did I say
insecurity coming out. But 10 straight, like an hour straight talking, straight yap, takes a little toll on your body. I won't lie. It's a little tiring.
Yeah, hey,
all right.
It is what it is. But
right.
I'm glad you got it done. Exactly. I'm glad you got it done. And honestly, let's stop with the dilly-dally. We can get right into it. W of the week, off the rip. Shout out Nikola Topic. If you're a true FTP, since, what was it, Epi 2 maybe? Epi 3? One of our first Epis. We shouted out Nikola Topic. We actually, we put our prayers out for him because he unfortunately got diagnosed with, I believe it was testicular cancer. Crazy diagnosis as an NBA player, something that you don't even think about. But he's out here 4 months after that diagnosis, balling out, dropping points. We don't know the exact stats, but dropping points, dropping assists, dropping dimes on the Thunder, who actually need that right now. We're going to talk about it later. But honestly, yeah, shout out Nikola Topic. Anything to say on that?
Nah, shout out Nikola Topic, balling out.
For sure. And honestly, we can get right into this next one. POS of the week. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Who do we have for POS of the week?
We have a POS of the week right here.
We do have POS of the week. And you know what? I'm wearing the Longhorns right now. Shame to say, one of the Longhorns' very best in the NBA. Kind of sad to say, it's one of our very best. But Jackson Hayes punched the mascot. I didn't see the video. Did you see the video?
Look, if you didn't see the video, I believe they were playing. I don't recall. I truly don't recall. I'm not going to say something. Maybe the Hornets. I don't know. You know how their mascots be running around the court sometimes?
Oh, in the game. He did in the game.
Well, I believe in the game. The mascot was running into the locker room or whatever, running into that sideline, and he straight up just pushed him. And honestly, I think he got a multi-game suspension, maybe a game suspension. It's pretty crazy, and yeah, one of Texas' finest.
Look, maybe the Hornet deserved it. Maybe I'm always gonna say maybe he deserved it. What if he said a racial slur? What if he talked some trash? You know what I mean? In the heat of the moment,
I get that.
Things like this could happen.
No, I get that. But if you watch the video, it was the Wizards mascot. Shout out producer Jay. But the Wizards mascot, I don't even know what it is. It looks like some crazy thing. I
a wizard.
Know. Yes, it might be a wizard, but it looks like some crazy looking thing. Running by, straight up socked him or whatever. And honestly, you saying that he made a set of slur, whatever, I personally heard from producer, Jay, that Jackson Hayes may have a history.
He does.
He may have a history, bro. And I don't know too much about it, so I'm not going to speak on it. But he may have a history of previous aggression. And honestly, it's out of pocket. He should have received a 5-game at least suspension.
How much did he get?
1 game, I think. 1 game. Yeah, maybe like a little fine. I don't know exactly, but insane.
I can't see that far.
I don't even know what that is. It's like some blue, giant, big furry guy. I don't even know.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the mascot, but
tough.
It's definitely not a wizard.
That's not a wizard.
I don't know. It has a wizard hat, but yeah.
Okay.
Jackson Hayes, POS of the week. Anything else to say on that?
No, but right before we get into our actual topics, I did want to shout out.
Go for it.
Alexa out of Slackers San Antonio on God, you're gonna have to. I don't know the exact street, but Slackers San Antonio,
St.
big
Mary's,
event.
you said, right?
Huh?
St. Mary's?
On St. Mary's, yes.
Yeah.
Slackers St. Mary's, shout out. I'm not going to say sponsorship, but a little collaboration between us going on there. So be on the lookout for that. If you're in San Antonio, be on the lookout for that. We'll be mentioning that very soon, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
Big things coming.
I'm excited.
Can't say too much about it yet. Nothing confirmed. But shout out Slackers St. Mary's.
Little dangle in the face. But what do you want to get into right here?
I guess we can. So NFL just ended. Look, you missed out last week. Last week could have been a big one. Post Super Bowl, could have given our opinions. I gave my opinions about the Super Bowl. How about yours? What did you think about the Super Bowl halftime show? Just kind of get everyone up to speed.
Just a quick little summary of my experience with the Super Bowl. Off the rip, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the halftime show. I enjoyed the first half game. The second half was a little, obviously, anticlimactic. Obviously, maybe we thought, this would be a little closer, but Seahawks ended up blowing them out. My prediction was completely out of the water, completely wrong. I had Patriots winning and, actually putting up a defensive stop. And they did. They did for the first half. They were showing that, but their offense was not getting anywhere close to the end zone, to the red zone, anywhere near that. And it honestly disappointed me. I wanted to see a little better actual NFL game, but I did enjoy the halftime show, like you said. Shout out Bad Bunny. Shout out Super Bowl, what is it? Super Bowl 60, maybe?
60?
61?
60.
I don't know exactly the
60.
exact number, but shout out. That entire event.
Very mid.
Oh.
It was a mid event.
Oh.
Even the show was a little mid in terms of performance. I'm not going to lie.
You said the Bad Bunny show?
Yeah, but I cried. I even mentioned it last episode. I did cry watching it. Teared up a little bit. What about you? Did you get emotional?
Look, I can actually agree with you a little on this. I personally don't think it was the best performance. Obviously, we've been seeing the past Super Bowl shows where they record the video from the fan section or whatever, like, the top seats, and it's literally just blocked off completely. You can't even see it. You know what I mean?
Sugarcane.
Yeah, exactly.
Minecraft sugarcane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't even get the reference you're talking about.
No, this one just those sugarcane. That's what was around.
What you mean? Oh,
the tall
yes, the grass.
sugarcane.
Yeah. Literally, you couldn't see anything as a fan. If you are a fan on the opposite side, you're not going to see the performance. You're going to see just like dilly-dallying on the field.
But yeah, and then they couldn't understand the language either, so no one was singing.
Well, that's a part of it. That's a part of it, but I think it was more of just a show of diversity.
I think they gotta make it more fun for the audience. So they paid. That's part of the experience. Being there for the performance. I mean, we saw Sir Paul McCartney, his experience.
Yeah, that was
his
fire.
show was for
everyone.
That was
fire.
Everyone able to sing "Hey Jude," "Live and Let Die." It was a fun thing.
No one was singing "Hey Jude" though.
Look,
I actually tuned in.
Well, look,
I tuned in. The only thing that was really getting some attention, in my opinion, on Paul McCartney's show. But yeah, exactly. That fire, the explosions, the fireworks going crazy on
show, though.
The Live and Let Die. Exactly, and I agree with that. The performance for Bad Bunny truly wasn't the best, but I do think that the entire message, his message at the end, that is truly what we push for as humans. Love everywhere and, reduce hate.
Did you cry for the Kid Rock show?
Oh, no, I definitely didn't tune in. I saw some clips about it. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I'm going to keep it a buck. Kid Rock came in hot. I noticed off the rip, though, that the audience was definitely paid actors. Off the rip. They're all over here doing, their hand movements. Obviously, they're paid actors. You know what I mean?
You think so?
Brother.
You don't think those guys like Kid Rock?
I'm not saying people don't like Kid Rock. I know people like Kid Rock. But, whenever he came out, I don't know if you saw the exact thing where he was like, Kid Rock, and he came out and he was going crazy. Bro, his audience was all paid actors. They were all doing the same movement, same jump, same everything.
Maybe they just know.
No,
maybe that's Kid Rock's thing.
I promise you, if you watch the video, viewers, if you do watch that, the Kid Rock, I don't know. Man,
did you watch the Kid Rock halftime show?
Look, at the end of the day, I saw clips of it. He came in hot, paid actors at the end of the day. I'm sure it was mid. Bad Bunny, we don't need a separate halftime show. Shout out Bad Bunny, shout out to the halftime. But yeah.
Bad on both parts, though. Honestly, bad on both parts,
Not the best performance, that's
Look, the Kid Rock one, it's kind of, splitting the audience. They didn't need to do all that.
Too much, yes.
Bad Bunny also, I felt like, was pandering too much to an audience he already had instead of being kind of not all-inclusive, but, it should be a fan experience for everyone, including in the stands. So I think, overall, it's kind of both.
It's an interesting take.
Horrible
It's an
ones.
interesting take. Let us know in the comments
not the
below
best
what y'all
one.
thought about the halftime show. That's definitely a take. But
It's my take.
yeah, it's definitely a take. But let us know in the comments below for sure. You want to get some NFL?
NFL, look, NFL is done. It's done. It's over. We're not going to get any more NFL actual football until August. Sad to see. But throughout the offseason, we'll still sprinkle it in a little bit. Obviously, we got mostly NBA talk right here. So if you're an NBA fan, we'll be talking a lot about NBA. But we'll sprinkle in a little bit of NFL talk throughout the offseason. So your own Steelers,
Yeah.
I told you. Shout out Scott if you're watching this. I don't think he'd watch the full podcast, actually. But he told us, stop talking about the Ravens. Stop talking about the Steelers. No one cares about them. Let us know if you agree. I totally get that. I told Roy that. He said, what'd you say about Scott?
Okay, look, no. Let me. Like, this is my whole perspective on what you just said. Off the rip, Scott, you're a cool guy. I appreciate all the takes that you give us. I appreciate all the advice you give us. I appreciate you as a human being. And honestly, your take about, not mentioning the Steelers and Ravens definitely had me saying some things to Jewayne. Off the rip, I definitely think that the Steelers as a brand are always mentioned because they are the biggest brand. They are one of the biggest brands in sports. So, yes, obviously they're going to be mentioned a lot. Ravens, obviously not so much. They're kind of the little bro of the AFC North. But, yeah, Steelers as a whole are one of the top organizations in the entire sport. So, yes, we're going to talk about them like a Dallas Cowboys. We're going to talk about them like a Los Angeles Lakers. We're going to talk about them like these Los Angeles Dodgers. We're going to talk about big teams like that, and rightfully so, you know what I mean? And so if you want to respond to that real quick.
Look, in my opinion, no, they don't have the showmanship of a Dallas Cowboys. They don't have the showmanship of the LA Lakers. They don't. And look, that's kind of contradictory to what you have written right here, right? Because, look, you said the Steelers are the main topic, all right? The main topic is going to be, are the Steelers as messy, as dramatic as the Dallas Cowboys? And low-key, behind closed curtains, behind closed doors, they kind of are. They do have a lot of drama going on behind. But as you mentioned, they're more of a classy organization. They're a bit more of a classy organization. But that doesn't describe the LA Lakers. That doesn't describe the Cowboys. They're all showmen. They're more of a brand than an actual team. So in terms of a franchise, a pure football franchise, yeah, of course the Steelers are on top when it comes to stuff like that. But
True
in
that,
terms
brother.
of showmanship, you even have it written out here. Are they as exciting as the Dallas Cowboys? Are they as exciting as the LA Lakers? No, they're boring. They're a boring team from a boring city. And who wants to talk about them? Nobody. Nobody wants to talk about the Steelers. But you got stuff to say. You're on your mind.
No.
Go
Please.
ahead.
Let me
Go
get
ahead.
into it. No, let me
Go
get into
ahead.
it because off the rip, you're disrespecting Pittsburgh.
I am.
Like, as Pittsburgh, like, I'm not even the Yins.
Trash town.
But I'm not even the Yins. But
Trash
off the
town.
rip, let's talk about it. They're America's top economic source. Off the rip, let's talk about it. The steel was America. And guess where Pittsburgh, guess what Pittsburgh specialized in? Steel. And guess what? Pittsburgh also has a staple in sports with 6 NFL championship rings. And honestly, you saying that they don't have the showmanship or whatever you said with the Lakers, yada, 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 they have stability. They have consistency. They have coaches like Mike Tomlin who's able to push away the trash, push away the talk, push away the drama, and still win games. And that's why I truly think, we're going to talk about it right now about Mike Tomlin, but truly you saying that the Steelers are not one of these top franchises like the Cowboys, LA Lakers, teams that we already mentioned, it's ridiculous to say.
Boring. That's all I'm hearing. Stability, no drama. That's boring.
Winning.
Look, you know what that,
winning is our factor. We don't like drama.
You know what that reminds me of? San Antonio Spurs. Our very own San Antonio
Exactly.
Spurs. Winning, consistency, stability.
What's the problem?
But you know what people say about the Spurs? They're boring. People call them the boring team.
But they call it one of the best franchises in sports history.
And I'm not saying
reason.
and I'm not saying Steelers aren't, but the San Antonio Spurs are probably a top 5, top 4 franchise in NBA history. But they're boring at the end of the day. No one cares about the Spurs besides Spurs fans, or unless you're watching Wemby.
Way, dog.
No one cares about the Spurs.
Please let me know on this, because this is actually a ridiculous take. The Spurs are a top 3 franchise in NBA history. You saying no one cares about the Spurs? Yo, Spurs fans, show some love across the country.
Spurs
fans across the country.
Spurs fans.
Everyone's
yes.
respecting Wemby. Everyone loves Wemby's game.
Exactly.
People are saying he's going to
Wemby.
be. No, people are going to say he's top 2. Yes, for a reason. He's on the Spurs.
Wemby would have the same type of motion if he was on the Detroit Pistons, if he was on the Orlando Magic. Wemby is one of one.
Okay, how would it be different if he was on the Lakers?
He'd be even bigger if he was in the Lakers. He'd be even bigger if he was in the Knicks.
He has the same publicity as the Spurs because he's making it for him.
Bigger publicity if he's on the Lakers. People care about the Lakers. Nobody cares about the Spurs.
Okay, look, we're getting to a lot of NBA talk.
We have a lot more to talk. We have a lot more NBA talk, but I'm just drawing the comparison. Yes,
I get you.
Yes, they can be successful and stable like the Spurs, but they can also be boring just like the Spurs. That's what I think the Steelers are. They're boring. You mentioned. Look, you can go into it. Okay, look, this is your topic. You want to talk about it, so break us into it, and then we can keep going on.
Okay, yeah, let's get right into it. We got Joey Porter dissing players like Ben Roethlisberger and James Harrison because of how they spoke against Mike Tomlin. And truly, I agree with Joey Porter. I think that Mike Tomlin allowed for them to showcase their ability. We have, James Harrison being cut multiple times by the former coach Bill Cowher, I believe that was the previous coach. And honestly, I totally agree with Joey Porter. I think that they're talking out of line, dissing coaches that, like Mike Tomlin, who have showed winning across 19 seasons in an NFL, in the professional league. And for you to say, just to wrap it back up, that the Steelers aren't a top franchise, whenever they're able to put away all the drama.
Entertainment-wise. I didn't say they're not a top franchise.
We're not talking about entertainment, though. We're talking about...
I don't disagree that they're not a top franchise. I agree totally that they might be a top 2 or 3 franchise in the NFL behind maybe only the Patriots. Maybe behind only the Patriots. Then you also have like the Cowboys and Niners of the world. But they're not as interesting. They're not as interesting to talk about. They're very boring. And look, Mike Tomlin, he's boring too. He only won with a roster that wasn't his. So he's
won multiple times. I guess won a Super Bowl, yes.
A grown man dissing other grown men for speaking their own truth. Stop being corny, bro. These are other grown men. What are you going to tell a grown man, a grown Super Bowl winning quarterback, what he can or can't say? Who knows who Joey Porter is? The only reason I know why Joey Porter is a guy is because his son plays in the NFL right now.
Okay, that is a youth take. That is a youth take. That is a youthful take that you just said.
But Big Ben was the face of the franchise for a long time. There's a grown man who earns his flowers. So what are you going to tell him what he can or cannot say? And I hate Big Ben. I think he's a scumbag. Yeah, he can say whatever he wants.
Yeah, okay. Look, and at the end of the day, everyone has their own perspective. Everyone has their own opinion. Yes, not everyone had the same experience that Joey Porter had. He might have had a better experience with Mike Tomlin. Obviously, he's sticking up for him. But at the end of the day, facts are facts. These players are sitting on their podcast talking out nonsense when Mike Tomlin is a winning head coach. He gave them their platform. He gave them their ability to win. And honestly, they should be respecting him a little more. And just to wrap it all up on that part, we're talking about, are the Steelers as messy as the Cowboys? No, they aren't. Maybe behind doors. But my point being is that Mike Tomlin was able to push the messiness aside, unlike the Cowboys, who struggle with that. They can't win. They can't show any of that. They can't showcase that. And I think the Steelers' ability to push away the drama and win games are what's special about them. And I think we should start respecting Mike Tomlin just a little bit more. But
Mike Tomlin's old news.
Oh,
Mike Tomlin's
nowadays,
old
yes,
news.
he is old news.
Steelers are old news. Steelers are not relevant. Steelers have a 42-year-old quarterback.
Steelers aren't relevant. They just finished
relevant.
above the Ravens. The Ravens aren't doing anything better.
Yeah, and
the coach that they just fired,
and I probably
not fired, but they let go, just won a Super Bowl.
And I'd probably argue that the Ravens are more relevant than the Steelers still.
Impossible.
No,
just because of Lamar.
No,
MVP
exactly.
Candidate, but they can't win,
Lamar,
though. They can't win. They just finished below the Steelers.
But I'm not talking about better franchise or not, because Ravens are on par with the Steelers in the past 20 years.
Right, so you're saying the Ravens are only irrelevant because of Lamar's MVP status in the regular season,
Yeah,
right?
I probably would, because before...
So they're trasher than that.
No, they're not, because they had players before that, like Ray Lewis. They had Ed Reed. They had They've always had really good players on their team. But when I was a young little jit watching the Ravens, they were never relevant because we had Joe Flacco at the helm. Wacko for Flacco, I definitely am. But no one cared about the Ravens when you had Joe Flacco. They weren't relevant. Whereas now I'd say they are relevant with Lamar Jackson. Steelers don't have anything that makes them relevant nowadays. They don't. TJ Watt's even washed. You have a 42-year-old quarterback. You have an obese head coach. Shout out to my obese people. But, they don't have anything going for them, in my opinion.
Look, you could say all that. Typical Ravens fan behavior. Typical off-season behavior, in my opinion. I truly think that people hate on the Steelers an insane amount. They always say that, Steelers are going to finish fourth in the division. Steelers are going to finish third.
They're going to finish fourth.
No, stop. People are going to finish. Steelers are going to finish third in the division. That is reckless behavior. That is reckless talk. They always finish first or second. And usually they always at least split the series with the Ravens, who, you're saying, Steelers don't have any important pieces. The Ravens have an MVP, and they always split the series. They can't ever win. They can't ever sweep the Steelers. And usually they win that Week 17, Week 18 game whenever we're resting players.
No, that's y'all.
That's y'all, bro.
That is y'all.
That's y'all.
But look, truly, this is what Rodney was talking about. We're deep in the Steelers-Ravens debate.
But for a reason, Rodney.
All roads lead back to Ravens versus Steelers on this podcast. And I'm going to cut it right here. There's no way.
Scott. Not Rodney, right?
No, Scott. Shout out Rodney, because I know he watches it too.
Shout out
But Scott, all roads lead back to the Ravens-Steelers debate. We cannot do this again. Into the offseason, we cannot be talking about Ravens-Steelers.
We're only having a debate because you got into it. Look, my personal... I was about to say... Look, I'm truly thinking that the Steelers truly are one of the top franchises in the NFL.
They
and
are.
That's it.
They are, but they're boring.
That's it.
They are, but they're
boring.
Call it boring,
but they are not as messy as the Cowboys. They
push away.
And guess what? The Cowboys can't win.
They haven't won a Super Bowl since 07?
Nah, 09.
Been a while, brother.
It was a movie too.
Years.
It was a movie too. And what about the Ravens? 2 years after.
2012.
2 years after, bro. A couple years after.
13 actually.
That's not even that much.
I watched it. I was sentient for mine.
I watched mine too.
You're still a little
Cardinals,
nut,
bro. I remember that.
You were 3 years old.
But
bro.
no, it's impossible.
Nut.
I was not 3 years old. 2004, 2009. It's 5 years. I remember that.
You did not.
I promise.
That.
I swear on everything. I remember that.
You had no conscience, bro.
All right, but look, Scott, you were right. We do dive into the debate a little too much, but I do have to disagree with you that. We mentioned the Steelers so much because they are the best franchise in sports history. They are one of the best franchises. No, I'm saying it. They are one of the best sports franchises in history for a reason. They have winning. They have winning head coaches. I'm making up words now. But honestly, I'm done with this talk. I'm done with this damn talk. That's all I got to say with that, Scott. That's all I got to say with that, Scott.
We got to minute 24. We only covered the Steelers. All right.
Oh, I'm crying, bro. That's actually hilarious.
God dang it, bro. We got to stop. It's our podcast. Who gives a damn? It's our podcast.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Hey, we got content. No, we don't need got content. We got Steelers and Ravens content. All right, bro. Next topic. Let's cook it.
We don't got enough time. We're about to hit it right now.
We're about to cut it right quick.
We're about to cut it real quick. We'll be back. Oh, my God. And we're back. Truly, we were Jester Maxing at the end of that last segment. Literally uncontrollable laughter.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yes.
I mean, if you know,
shout out
you know.
Wabi-Sabi.
Shout out Wabi-Sabi. Just woke up from his nap. But we're getting straight into it. I'm just going to give a quick shout to the Cardinals because I realized we never talked about the Cardinals ever, but Mr. Connor Porker, one of my best friends, did mention he's a Cardinals fan. He just sent me a message. He said, I love the Cardinals. And I saw the post he sent me. Cardinals sign, breaking news, Nathaniel Hackett as their OC. Do you care?
Wow. Breaking news. Truly breaking news.
Do you care?
I don't.
No. Yeah, honestly, trash. That's mega funny. If you don't know Nathaniel Hackett,
They're
he
cooked.
was who was he? He was
Rodgers.
He was
Rodgers'
yeah with
butt buddy.
Rogers butt buddy.
Truly.
And then he was also the head coach of the
Jets. Oh wait, no.
the Broncos when they're absolute
Ridiculous.
trash.
I forgot about that.
That was
Wow.
horrible. That was horrible
That was
time. So
ridiculous.
that is a new OC for the Cardinals. I figured I'd just give him a quick nod. Shout out Connor
Yeah,
Porker.
We
We
never
never talked about him, but
We nearly did.
almost
nearly
we
did that
teased
last
it.
segment. We nearly did.
Teased it, but got a couple more things here for the NFL. So I think you had a way of saying this. The NFL really cares about their 20.
Yeah.
double-digit
So
sack
I
leader?
could pull it
Go
up
ahead.
real quick. Basically, James Pierce. I don't know if you know about James Pierce.
Yeah, James Pierce. If you don't know, he is a rookie edge rusher for the Atlanta Falcons, first rounder from Tennessee. And you know, a fun fact about James Pierce, while I pull it up, he did actually have the reason he slid so far,
Yep.
and people didn't want to take him is because he had personal issues. Like,
Wow.
he had actually like behavioral issues back in Tennessee. You know, like not listening to the coaches. So I mean, at the end, it kind of came back to bite them. They
That
took him
is
anyways
interesting.
because of the talent. But tell them what happened. Tell them what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. So obviously, generational talent, damn near. Top
Pretty
pick.
good.
Yeah, top pick. Really good football player. Unfortunately, some football players struggle. Many people struggle with, committing crimes. Unfortunately, I believe he committed a domestic violence crime. I don't know the exact story, but
Happens.
that happened. And
Happens.
right now, obviously he's facing 5 felonies.
God.
He's in jail. But guess
5.
what? Yeah, 5.
God.
Insane, right? But guess what? NFL got his back. They got his back because guess what? NFL don't play about their double-digit sack players, bruh. They don't play about that. And honestly, it's ridiculous.
To have double-digit sacks is truly a very big accomplishment in the NFL. It's very hard to do. So, you know what? I don't blame the NFL for sending 3 lawyers out to bail out James Pierce when he has 5 felonies. We
Wow.
want talent like that on the field. We get the best football in the world when you have double-digit sack leaders on the field. I know the Cowboys could use a double-digit sack leader. I know you got to be sending
Look.
the House for a double. The Ravens could. We don't have no edge
Steelers
rushers.
could, Ravens could, any team
Anyone
could.
would
Like,
love
I'm not
that.
debating that. I'm not saying that, okay, any team could obviously use James Pierce because they can. James Pierce is a great player, generational talent. I'm saying it, generational talent, generational edge rusher. But he is a problem to society. He is a felon. And unfortunately, what he did was not acceptable.
Not all
And-
felons are bad.
And I personally,
Luke, not all felons are
I'm
bad.
not saying that. Yeah.
Look, no.
People recover. No, people recover. That's what I'm trying to say. But the thing with him is he is a repeat offender. He is in the NFL, and he got bailed out by 3 top lawyers. And that should not occur.
Maybe he didn't do it.
You-
Innocent until proven guilty, bro. I need to hear his side first. What did the victim say? Like, what did they do?
True. We do need to hear. Look,
we don't
innocent
know
until proven
anything
guilty.
about it.
Innocent
Look,
until
Sean
proven
Oakman.
guilty.
Sean Oakman, if you know, got
Yes, Sean
accused of
Oakman.
rape, and he was supposed to be a top 3 pick in the NFL. Ruined his career. Didn't do it. Look, innocent until proven guilty.
I agree with that.
That's what I believe on that.
Okay.
But look, do you have much more to say about James Pierce?
Nothing else.
Crazy.
Same story to say.
5 felonies is kind of crazy, though.
It's a lot, man.
That's a lot of felonies. That's more than I have, hopefully, my whole lifetime. Hopefully. Never know.
All right, man. That's
never
something
know.
to say. But,
And then you have Jalen Hurts talking.
yeah. Hey,
You had something to
shout
say
out
about
Jalen
this.
Hurts. I know Mikey. Shout out Mikey. I know you don't like when I mention Mikey on the pod. But shout out Mikey. I know he loves Jalen Hurts. He loves that Jalen Hurts
Mikey's really good.
package.
Mikey's really good at moonwalking.
Oh yeah, no. Oh, that's a different story to tell.
Look, I kind of want to throw that video. That's a crazy video. The edit of him.
We could edit it.
We might have to post that on the story.
Hey, truly, look, we might have to have him on the pod
No.
one day. He's pure talent.
No,
and
no,
look,
no.
his takes are interesting.
They're shit.
They're interesting.
They're shit.
But look, enough Mikey talk. Jalen Hurts though was the only active player that was introduced in the Super Bowl legends prior to the most recent Super Bowl that we just watched.
Is he a Super Bowl legend?
And yeah, look, let me say this right here. The list of Super Bowl legends were Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Emmitt Smith. True historic all-time greats. Yes, I do think Jalen Hurts belongs in that conversation. First off, he outplayed the quarterback and the entire team that he played against in both of his Super Bowls that he appeared in.
Yeah, he did outdo Mahomes twice in a
He
Super
did.
Bowl, which is hard to do. Some would say impossible. He did do it. So I guess he did step up in the biggest moments, kind of like an Eli Manning.
Yes,
maybe
a Super Bowl legend.
Maybe he gets put in the Eli Manning category at the
And
end of his
look,
career.
I wouldn't mind that, but off the rip, he's a better rusher than Eli Manning.
Obviously.
And personally, I think he can get that passing game. He can get there. He can get up there with Eli Manning. And yes, Eli Manning, is he in the Hall of Fame?
Nope.
And I think that I personally think that Jalen Hurts should be in the Hall of Fame.
Come on,
We're starting to compare, Eli Manning and Jalen Hurts. I think that Jalen Hurts at the end of his career will eventually be in that Hall of Fame conversation. No. I think he will be in that top tier Super Bowl legend type of conversation.
No.
Yes.
No, he's not that good. He's not that good.
But he outperformed Patrick Mahomes. Yes, Patrick Mahomes, one of the top quarterbacks in our generation, the top quarterback in our generation, the one who handled Lamar Jackson, the one who handled Josh Allen, these other quarterbacks, these top quarterbacks. Yes, I do think Jalen Hurts, who outdueled him, belongs in that Super Bowl legend conversation, belongs in those future Hall of Fame conversations.
Look, you know who also outdueled Tom Brady in the Super Bowl? Nick Foles. Would you say he belongs in that conversation? Nick Foles. He has a statue built outside of him in Philadelphia. Like, come on, he played in the league for a very long time. Fun fact, he got a 4-year contract after that Super Bowl win from the Jaguars, like 80-something mil. Look, I don't care if you play good that one game. You're not a legend.
One game. We're talking about one game.
Legend.
Look, I agree with you. That is a good point. Nick Foles, insane, right? But Jalen Hurts has proved it twice. He has proved it over multiple seasons. He didn't win the first time.
No, he's not that good.
He outdueled, though. He outdueled Mahomes. He outdueled the Chiefs. You cannot just say, okay, he is the same level as Nick Foles, bro. We're playing now.
Dak Prescott's better than Jalen Hurts. Dak Prescott is better than Jalen Hurts. Look, come on.
That is a different story. That is a different story to say.
Jalen Hurts has A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
A.J. Brown's not that good.
Oh my God, he has Saquon Barkley rushing behind him, one of the best O-lines year in and year out, and like one of the best defenses every time. Look, how much more help does he need? He's not that good of a player, not a legend.
Okay, look, off the rip, we're saying, okay, he has all these pieces, but Lamar Jackson has.
Oh my God,
Derrick Henry. No, stop, no. I'm gonna say it. No, I know, but let me say it.
We don't go back to the Ravens talk.
I know, but let me say it. Lamar Jackson has multiple MVPs. He shows out, right? He has Derrick Henry, the top rusher in our generation.
Okay,
he has the top number one, by the way, 2023 defense. But guess what? He couldn't step up to the plate. He couldn't even get past the AFC Cup. He couldn't even get into the Super Bowl like Jalen Hurts. So are we saying Jalen Hurts is trash? Look at Lamar. Look at the Ravens.
Look, I'm going to stop it right here. I'm going to stop it right here. We're going to use a different quarterback. We talk about Lamar Jackson way too much. Joe Burrow.
Look, I can't lie.
Joe Burrow. Call it Joe Burrow. You could say the same thing. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and he could have won a Super Bowl. Like, I don't know what point.
Eli Apple.
But that defense that took him to the Super Bowl played really good. They were really hot when they made it to the Super Bowl.
Not the first time.
Really great.
For the Eagles. Not the first time.
I don't know what your point you're trying to make here
is. The point I am trying to make
Lamar or Joe Burrow.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying he is the only reason that they are being put above them is because of the regular season accolades. That's it. The only reason Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and these other quarterbacks are being put above Jalen Hurts are because of the regular season accolades.
Because they're better.
Prove me wrong.
Because they're better players than Jalen Hurts. Yes.
Regular season? Okay, but Jalen Hurts shows up truly when it matters. He beat the Chiefs. Jalen the same for your favorite team.
Jalen Hurts had Saquon Barkley, all the weapons in the world.
Okay, what about the Ravens? Who do they have? Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is arguably better than Saquon.
No, not that season. Saquon's season was insane.
Yes, he didn't have an insane season, but that is because of his ability. That is because of Jalen Hurts' ability to distinguish between handing the ball off and running it himself.
That wasn't him.
Yes, that was.
We ran the ball 4 times. We ran the ball 4 times.
He had one of the most high. He had the highest rushing TD percentages in the league.
We ran the ball 4 times, and yes, Jalen Hurts had the tush push. That's why
we're talking about one game. We're talking about running the ball 4 times. We're talking about one game. They shut down the run. Obviously, they're going to run it 4 times because they shut down the run.
We're not going to go back to this.
We're not.
We're not going to go back to this. Right. I'm a big dog. I'm going to say we're not going back to this, and we're cutting it off.
Big dog it all you want. I'm only cutting it off because of Scott. Scott's sake, that's it.
Scott's a big dog in us.
Just for Scott's sake, I'll stop talking about the Ravens. That's it.
You keep dragging them. You have their tip in your mouth.
I'm not dragging them. I'm comparing.
Every time. Look, every time.
I'm comparing because guess what? I do agree. Lamar Jackson is relevant right now. He is a 2-time MVP.
Okay,
he shows out. He's one of the flashiest players in the league. That's why I compare him to a lot of other players.
He's the best.
That is not just a diss to you.
He's a top 3 quarterback, and he's definitely better than Jalen Hurts.
He's a top 5 quarterback.
Top 3.
Him being better than Jalen Hurts in the regular season, yes.
In general.
In the playoffs, no.
In general.
In the playoffs? Are we going to talk about the playoffs? Let's talk about playoffs. We can compare stats.
Yes, if you put Lamar
Jackson a better playoff player than Jalen Hurts?
If you put Lamar Jackson in that same exact situation, yes, he's obviously winning the Super Bowl. Hypotheticals, yes. But he didn't have John Harbaugh's dumbass. John Harbaugh is
man. I almost said Nick Sirianni is light years ahead of John Harbaugh? Yeah, bro. Yeah,
in the modern day NFL?
Sure,
yeah. In the modern day NFL, I'd probably say
because Nick Sirianni is one of the best coaches in NFL
John
history,
Harbaugh's probably one of the worst.
John Harbaugh is a Hall of Fame head coach.
No, he's not.
Nick Sirianni is nowhere near him.
We're going back to Ravens talk, but look, John Harbaugh is probably one of the worst head coaches in the NFL today.
We talked about it plenty of times. We don't got to talk about it
today. He's one of the worst head coaches.
We're going to nip it at the butt.
That's crazy. That's a crazy callback, but I'm just a nip it just because we keep going back to that.
I'm having fun with it. We're having fun with it. But
I'm
look,
not having
I
any
apologize,
fun.
Scott.
Having
I apologize,
no fun.
Scott. I'm having fun with it. But look, that wraps up our NFL take. I personally like the segment. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about that segment.
Goalie slop segment.
I thought it was good content. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see about that. But let's get into some different topics.
Go ahead.
Let's get into some NBA. Let's get into some different topics.
Roy, take over.
Honestly, I'm gonna start off with this one right here. Let's shout out Mitch Johnson, Coach Mitch Johnson. Let's shout out the entire Spurs staff, faculty, and team. I think that, I know that they are dominating the All-Star game. We have multiple players competing in the All-Star game. We got Wemby. Obviously. We got Fox.
Shouldn't be in there.
Shout out Fox.
Shouldn't be in there, but all right.
Oh, look, yes. Many injuries. Okay, yeah. I
Shouldn't
agree.
be there.
Okay. Call it what
Shedeur
you want.
Sanders situation.
Call it what you want, but he's in there.
Shedeur Sanders situation.
Are you saying he's not a hooper?
No, he's a
Are you saying he's
hooper.
not an all-star hooper? All-star caliber player?
He is, not this season, though.
I think he is an all-star caliber player, but I think there are some better players who are obviously injured.
A lot of better players, but all right.
Three.
Keep him going.
We got Castle, Harper, and Bryant. Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and Carter Bryant, all rising stars. Yes, shout out them. Our rising stars for a team that are building our youth. They're our youth. They're our energy. They're our physicality, and so we love to see that. We got Carter Bryant in the dunk contest. I like that.
Shit contest.
I've seen him do some 360 windmills. I've seen him do some 360 windmills. Holy crap! I'm just talking now. I've seen him do some. I've seen him do some windmills. I've seen him do some crazy dunks. In game too. And so shout out Carter Bryant. I'm excited to see
Is he
what
winning? Who's the playing field for the?
I believe
dunk
Jace
contest?
Richardson. If I'm not butchering his name, Richardson.
Who?
He's a son of something. Son of somebody.
Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes. Is Jackson Hayes competing?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Wait, I forgot Jackson Hayes recently just punched the mascot.
Is Jackson Hayes
He might actually be
competing?
banned from All-Star break.
Kashad Johnson and Jace Richardson.
Jace Richardson. Yes, he is the son of a former player, I believe.
Oh my God! Are you excited about that lineup, JJ?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Are you excited? Are you gonna watch? Are you gonna tune in?
No, I'm not. I need to stop saying he punched.
He pushed. We're spreading propaganda.
The mascot. Yes, and we apologize for
Just
that.
got checked. We got checked by a producer
Shout
right
out producer
there.
Jay,
Oh my God!
Filling us in, we appreciate that. But I think that the dunk contest is a little phony. Recently, yes, it has been funny. We have Mac McClung over here dominating the dunk contest.
Hey, deservedly so. He has some good dunks.
He dunked over a car. It was
That's
cool.
sick.
It was
He's
cool.
small. He's white.
I think what makes it cool is that maybe
He's
but
white.
I think yes, he is. But
If
I
he
think what
was
makes
black,
it cool
he'd
is
be
that
on a team.
Interesting take. I think wow, that got me kind of stunned. I think what it is his height, which makes him like one of the best competitors in the dunk contest. But I think Carter Bryant's going to show out. I've seen his dunks. I think the entire dunk contest is kind of Mickey Mouse.
Look,
2016, I'm gonna say real quick. 2016, I used to always watch the All-Star break. I used to be in tune with that. I used to be hyped. 2016, 2015, 2014, all those years. But it has died now. Unfortunately, it has died. I can agree with you on that.
I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna break in, bro.
Go for it.
We're freestyling it from here.
Go.
Two new things. Off the dome. Who, if you were to have a dream dunk contest scenario right now in the NBA, who are your four competitors? Okay.
That's an interesting one. Four? You said four?
Four. Name your four competitors.
Okay.
Who are the best four dunkers that you'd like to see go
Okay,
at
first
it.
off the rip, give me LeBron.
40
Look, players I want to see, right? Players I want to see in the dunk contest.
He can barely dunk.
Look, I think LeBron with rest, I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but LeBron with rest, they rested him a couple days, he dropped a triple-double. For a reason. He is still that ability. He has that ability. And so I think we've never seen him in a dunk contest for a reason. That he's been ducking it. I think it would be a joy to see LeBron James in his, 23rd season, 22nd season, something like that, competing in a dunk contest for the one time.
Maybe you just don't got the juice. Maybe you just don't have a dunk bag like that.
I think, no, I get
He just
that.
didn't have a dunk
That's
bag.
insane to say, but I
You
think...
can pull out a tomahawk over Kai Cenat. Like,
No,
what does he
that
got?
would be a tomahawk over Kai Cenat would be one of the top tier dunks of the dunk contest nowadays.
Nowadays, yes.
Nowadays, yeah. I forgot
All
Jalen
right.
Brown did that.
Number one, LeBron. All right.
Okay, number two. Interesting, Bobby Sobby. Interesting. But
Thank you.
number two, that's an interesting one. I think that I want to see Castle again. I like Castle's performance last year. I think he got robbed. I think he truly got robbed last year, and I would like to see Stephon Castle back in the dunk contest.
What about Wemby?
I was thinking him too. But at the end of the day,
No Wemby?
Wemby, go ahead and rest. Take your rest, brother. Give me Stephon Castle in a dunk contest.
Okay.
Okay, number
That's
two.
two.
That was number two. Number three. Oh, man, you're really pushing me right here. You're really
Who are the
working my
best
brain.
dunker? Zion?
Exactly.
What
You're
about
working my
Zion?
brain. Zion has his own issues though.
BBLs?
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
Overweight?
Both of them. Both of them.
Overweight and BBL.
I think that Giannis would be cool to have. I think that maybe
Giannis.
Ja Morant, maybe to get back into publicity, maybe get back in the public sphere, get on the good side of people, show it on the dunk contest.
What if he won the dunk contest, pulled out a Glock for celebration? A real
That would be
Glock.
horrible. That would be a problem. That would cause him to get dismissed from the league, most likely.
I would like to see it. All right. So you
Those are my four, though.
Those are four.
Giannis, Ja, LeBron, and Stephon Castle.
And
Those
who
are my
wins
four.
it? Who takes it? Don't say it.
Definitely Stephon Castle. Definitely Stephon Castle. I think he deserved it last year, and if they were to rob him again, that would be ridiculous. Stephon Castle. He has some crazy dunks. If you do know ball, you would agree with me.
All right, and that brings me into another one. It was going to be invalid or invalid. I'm bringing it right here because you mentioned the All-Star break trash. I'm not watching it. Are you watching it?
Personally, I'm not.
Wabi Sabi, are you watching it?
I'll be watching the highlights.
JJ already saying no. Not
I'll be watching the highlights.
No one here will be watching it. You knew what I was talking about. I have an idea. I think a lot of people have thought of this idea.
Say it.
On the way to make the dunk contest better. Instead of doing East versus West,
All right.
World versus USA, you do blacks versus whites for the All-Star break. Blacks versus whites for the All-Star break. Look, two of the top 3 NBA players in the league are white. Jokic and Luka.
Right.
And they have insane white. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yes. And those are 2 of the top 3 players in the NBA. And they have chemistry. You add in a Cooper Flag. You add in a Chet Holmgren to combat those Wembys, combat those Giannis's. Who else you got? You got an Austin Reeves. Caruso. We're starting to dig a little deeper here. Who are my whites out there?
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams.
Shout out Wabi Sabi. Steven Adams.
Deep into that.
Concanepo.
Yes.
Cooper Flag.
I already mentioned Cooper
He's
Flag.
injured.
But yes.
Oh, you did?
And in the blacks,
He's
obviously,
injured,
you got LeBron. The whole league, pretty much. Mo Wagner for the whites, yes. We got them on locks.
Look. I'm gonna interrupt. I have 2 points on that. I think it's an interesting idea.
It's a good idea.
It's an interesting idea. I think that it would definitely provide competition.
Mm-hmm.
It'd raise competition.
Who'd win?
I don't know. I'm not gonna start speculating. I'm not gonna start putting hypotheticals out. But my second point, it splits up. It splits up too much. It's doing too much, bro. It's like the Bad Bunny, the damn Kid Rock, bro. We're doing too much splitting. We just need I understand we need new content. We need better content for the NBA. We need better All-Star break ideas. We need to fix something with it. Do I think this idea? I've heard this idea before.
It's a good one.
It's not. It's an interesting one. Let us know what you think about it.
It doesn't have to be political.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. But you're splitting
it
a
could
race
just be
group.
Fun.
What about other race groups?
All right, throw in a Mexican team.
What about other race groups? You know what I mean?
Throw in. All right, you got white, black, Mexican,
Asian,
and other. You group them all together.
See, that's what I'm trying to say, though. We're pushing it now. It's kind of doing too much.
No.
I don't even know if this would spark enough competition. This could spark controversy. This could spark too much for Adam Silver. I don't think Adam Silver would want to implement this like he's implemented the NBA Cup. He would not want to implement white versus blacks, bro. That's too much.
That's not that bad.
It causes too much diversity or too much, what is it called? Separation. Separation.
For the halftime show, to make sure we're all united, we have the best white performer and the best black performer together at the halftime show. And you get eyes on it, too. Boom.
And that's a different
Unified.
idea. That's a different idea. We're talking about Super Bowl halftime performances. We're not talking about competing. We're not talking about
to make sure
we're not talking about battling on the court. We're talking about
because
they'll compete. They'll compete.
Those are 2 good teams, and they're not competing because they hate each other. They're competing to.
They're competing for their rate. That's horrible. That's horrible. We're not trying to separate now, bro. We're trying to unify.
Well, what are they doing right now? Well, we're trying to unify, but we already
think about what fans are gonna say.
Look, but we already separated them into USA versus the world. Like, come on, how is that unifying?
An actual thing.
How is that unifying?
Because basketball was invented in America.
You think people like USA like that? You think other Serbian
It's a brand.
countries?
It's one of the biggest brands in the world. Yes. Bird and Magic.
That's
the different. 70s. Times have changed.
Now that would have been a good matchup. The
people talked a lot about Bird and Magic, but that's way different. And honestly,
Chet versus Wemby.
Think about what the fans would say. What the fans would say. If one side of the spectrum won, what would you say about that? I mean, it's just interesting.
What spectrum?
Like, let's say the whites won or the blacks won. Imagine
I don't care.
The fans would go outrageous.
What do you think? They start killing the streets?
They would go.
You think if the whites won, there'd be riots on the streets? Like, what the hell?
At the end of the day, bruh. Hey, bruh. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, with our modern,
if Cooper Flag,
our modern environment, in America. Who damn knows, bro?
If Cooper Flag dunked on like Giannis, would be a hate crime.
No, separation. Yeah, who knows, bro? Separation right now is not what we need. We need unity. That's it.
No, but we already
That's
separated
it. That's
USA
it.
and
That's
world.
it. That's all I gotta say.
You got there.
That's it. That's all I got on that. I'm done with this combo. I'm done.
Big bro, let's move it on. I thought it was a good idea. Let me know. White
Let us
versus
know.
black.
No,
Is that a good idea?
let us know.
Let me
Let us know. I
know.
want to know.
That was a good idea. Obviously, it's never gonna happen.
I'm always open-minded.
I'm all for peace. I believe in like no borders.
One
type
love.
deal. One love. I believe in peace, but I think it should be good basketball. It's my
Let us know.
opinion. It's my
Let us
opinion.
know. Talk about it.
Move us along.
Okay. Oh, we got shout out the Spurs. Let's go back to it. We already shouted out Coach Mitch Johnson. We already shouted out all the All-Stars. Let's shout out the Spurs actually making a push to the 1 seed. Yes, I know we're talking about a lot of Spurs. We are in San Antonio right now. Of course, we're going to talk about them. They are making a push for the 1 seed, and honestly, I can't wait to see them make that playoff run to the finals. I can't wait for them to take OKC Thunder and put them in the 2nd seed. I can't wait to actually start winning playoff games, and it's going to be enjoyable as a Spurs fan. Long time coming, that's for sure. And honestly, you got to be hyped too. You can't even lie on that.
I think we're gonna have to keep waiting. Personally, look, Spurs play the Warriors first round. There's a good shot they get bounced. I'm not gonna lie. Playing against a primed up Curry. Look, we saw the Memphis Grizzlies about 2-3 years ago, hyped up, 2nd seed, get eliminated first round. They play a Lakers with LeBron and Luka.
Right.
They play a Timberwolves with Ant Edwards, who's known to put people out in the playoffs.
Matchup issues.
They play a Rockets. They play a Nuggets. Like these are guys with teams with playoff
Matchup
experience.
issues, yes.
Whereas the Spurs have none for 7 years. So I think we might have to keep waiting. They might be first round exits in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion.
All right. Sorry for interrupting you there, but look, off the rip, I think that the Spurs going out of their way to get the 1 seed, playing good games, playing professional games, winning games, getting that 1 seed diminishes all the talk about experience. You're able to place yourself in that 1 seed, have multiple playoff games at home, and it's a matchup nightmare. Wemby is going into every game, every series, being the best player on the court.
Not if he plays Nikola Jokic.
Nope. Give me Wemby. Currently,
Luka.
Wemby. No, give me Wemby.
Over Luka.
Yes, defense. Yes, offensive, defensive wise. Yes, of course. Wemby is always going to be out there in a playoff series, current day, going to be the best player on the court, day in and day out. Obviously,
they're not clutch though.
Day in and day out. Obviously, we can talk about being clutch. We can talk about hitting threes. We can talk about all that.
We've talked about
he
many
is
times.
at home. That's why they're trying to get the 1st seed. I think that the Spurs will realistically, I'm going to stay with my take, go to the finals and truly prove themselves this year. Say what you want about it.
I think they get bounced. I think they get bounced by maybe not the Suns, but a Timberwolves, the Lakers and LeBron.
Okay, I get
the
that.
Warriors,
Right.
even the Rockets with KD. People with experience. I think they bounce out the Spurs first round. And it's a learning experience because I'm not going to say that's going to be every year. Just they got to get more experience. And I've already said that many, many times. That's the reason why I think the Spurs won't win the championship. I just think they're just not experienced enough.
Right, okay.
And we're going to find out. We've never seen them in that
find out.
setting. We've never seen them with that level of competitiveness, except for whenever they played the Knicks in the NBA Cup Finals. And you saw how that came out. I mean, they were up big and then they let off the gas.
No, we're really talking about the NBA Cup Finals the same as the playoffs. No, we already heard my thoughts on that. I don't think that the NBA Cup...
But you were hyped for the NBA Cup Finals, weren't you?
No. It was...
You were hyped.
You know what I was hyped about?
You were hyped.
You know what I was hyped about? FTP, if you truly watch, I was hyped about the damn court colors, fam. I was not hyped about the game, bro. Come on, bro. Look, what I'm talking about, I think that the Spurs truly, the Warriors team, matchup nightmare. Yes, okay, Steph Curry is a monster. But do they win a whole series against the Spurs, a 7-5 Wemby? True defensive talents in Carter Bryant, Steph Castle, Dylan Harper. No, they don't win that. Do I think they beat who else did you say?
I got him right here.
You said
Nuggets.
You said Warriors. You said Nuggets. No, the Nuggets are injured. They're injury prone. I'm not talking about Jokic. I'm talking about Cam Johnson. I'm talking about other players. Aaron Gordon.
Lakers.
Same injury as last year. Lakers, brother. Luke. They can't stop Wemby. Luka's trash. Yeah. No.
He's gonna win the MVP.
No. Luka's for offense. Luka is trash on defense. The Lakers are the 54 reason. They're trash. We got who else? You said Rockets. I'll say real quick. Rockets have a problem with scoring. They can't find a scorer down the stretch. Players they've been leaving Amen Thompson wide open. They've been leaving players like Torrey Eason. These trash players who can't shoot. They want to live with that. We'll live with that. We'll double team. We'll focus on Alfred Sengun. We'll focus on Kevin Durant in true playoff series and cut them off completely. And we've seen that work. So I don't want to hear that talk about, oh, Rockets are next step, upcoming. No,
Look.
they don't got experience. Yes, maybe they have KD. KD got carried by the Warriors, Steph Curry.
No, he did not.
Yes, he got
no,
carried.
he did not. He was finals MVP the first
yes,
time they won
because
it.
Steph Curry drew all the attention away. Let's not split.
God.
Who else?
Look,
Timberwolves.
Look.
Timberwolves they're big.
I'm about to say, look, besides the Thunder, I think the team that gave the Spurs a lot of problems might be the Timberwolves because they are big. Rudy Gobert.
They're big. They have Rudy Gobert, yes.
Rudy Gobert.
He's been injured a lot this season. But
Ant Edwards, Julius Randle, that is a big physical team, and they have experience, and they got a dog in Ant Edwards. So besides the Thunder, I think they might give the Spurs the most problems if they were to play in the playoffs.
okay, look, and
And the experience as well.
that's not a bad point. I think the Timberwolves do have the length, the physicality, and the experience, no doubt. They've been playoff consistent the last couple years. I think that Ant Edwards, he's inconsistent in different games. I feel like that in big games. I think that player, he's been hooping against unks. He hoops against unks always. KD, LeBron, Curry.
the greatest of our generation,
Yes,
you just mentioned.
unks. They have problems. They've been inconsistent the past couple years. They're not in their prime for a reason. They're unks.
Curry just won a championship like 3 years ago.
2022. It's
Yeah.
2026, 4 years ago. Times have changed. He is 36, 37 now. He is unchill. He is one of the best shooters, yes, but teams can game plan for that. I think that the Spurs' physicality youth will outmatch the Timberwolves. I think they have players to guard Ant Edwards for a full 40-minute game. They do have players that can do that. I think that Wemby is still the best player on the court in that series, and I think they just can't stop that offensive presence that Wemby and the Spurs have currently rolling right now. I think they're on a 6-win streak, 7-win streak. They are looking like the team to beat right now currently.
Look, we're going to finish it off here.
Go for
we
it.
do got to wrap this up for the next segment. But I always am a big believer of some of your biggest strengths could also be your biggest weaknesses. So I think in the end, Spurs physicality, Spurs youth, that's what got them to this point right now, is going to be their undoing. Their inability, their inexperience in the playoffs, their youth is going to come back to catch them in the end. As well as their physicality, in a playoff scenario, they might be getting those calls against them. They might get into those foul trouble. They might get into foul trouble. Look,
right.
they're very physical, and, I feel like they have a lot of no calls on Steph Castle for him and against him, same thing. But if they start calling those plays, I mean, if you're playing against the Thunder who get a lot of those whistles, you might get in that foul trouble.
Yeah, I get that, and obviously foul trouble is a big thing, especially with Wemby. People and teams sending pressure on Wemby. I personally think that they destroy Wemby too much on the court. The players, I think that the refs don't call enough for Wemby. They are physical with Wemby, and I truly don't think that is gonna happen in the playoffs. I think in the playoffs they're gonna not only allow for physicality. Sometimes you're good, bro. They're gonna obviously call these calls. They're not rigged. They're not rigged at the end of the day. They're not rigged at the end of the day.
rigged.
People are going to call calls. It's the playoffs time. Calls matter. Whenever they smack Wemby on the hands. Hey, shout out Producer Jay, bro. Hey, but. No, it's all good,
fine.
bro. It's
But
all
look, we're wrapping it up.
I'm locked in, gang.
We're
I'm
locked in,
bro.
God damn,
Hey,
bro.
look. If you wanted to show yourself, it's all good, Producer Jay.
Like, if you wanted the attention, you could have just said hi on the cam, bro.
Hey, nah. Real talk, though. Just to wrap it up. We'll have to wait and see. Truly, we'll have to wait and see.
We
Spurs
will.
are hooping right now, though. That's it.
They are hooping, but
Yep.
first round exits. Book it.
Call it what you want, man.
Bet.
Alrighty. Jewayne, co-host. Let's get back right into it. We have Carter Bryant of the Spurs. Yes, a little more Spurs talk. Just a little more Spurs talk. Carter Bryant hooping against the Lakers. 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. First off, that kind of reminds me of something. A defensive wing in San Antonio. That kind of reminds me of someone.
Keldon Johnson.
Not what I had in mind. I think Carter Bryant is the next Kawhi Leonard. Yes, I think he's the next Kawhi Leonard. Thoughts on that?
I think you're dead wrong.
hey, look, bro. If you think I'm dead wrong, give me your reasons why.
I think I'm scared. You take it over.
Look, I'm gonna give it a buck. He's laughing right now because I smell some fart. And I had to do my face. Like, we're Jester Maxing now. I personally think that Carter Bryant is going to be the next squad because of his length, because of his defense, and because his promising offensive ability. If you've been watching him hoop, you know what I'm talking about. He has 16 points against the Lakers and injured Lakers, okay? But his offensive bag, it's coming up, and I truly can't wait to see Carter Bryant being used in a more professional, competitive environment. I'm gonna stop saying professional. Competitive environment like the playoffs.
Look, Carter Bryant is a project player. They said it was a steal when we got him, end of the lottery. So I like Carter Bryant. He's fun to watch. He looks maxes, I think, a good amount. Are you chill? Are you good, co-host?
I'm not okay. Like, sorry, keep going.
Are you good?
My mind's getting distracted by the smell. I'm not even trolling. I'm not even trolling.
No,
Probably.
it's not bad.
But it's okay. Keep going.
All right. Woo.
Keep going.
Chill, Wabi Sabi, chill. Look, I think Carter Bryant is a good project player, right?
We lost our chance. I tried to keep composure, but now I am visibly crying. But he is not a project player. He isn't.
Going.
And you can't even say why. Why?
Bro, because he doesn't have a consistent jump shot. He does have defense. He has effort, but he's not a polished player. That's the definition of a project player. He has all the talent in the world.
He's raw.
He's very raw.
Okay, yes, exactly. He's raw like a Kawhi Leonard in 2012. 2013. I'm sorry.
But look, a Kawhi is like a top 5 player of our generation. Like, you can't just compare someone who has raw athleticism to a Kawhi Leonard, a 2-time Finals MVP on 2 different teams. You know, a guy going into his 34th, 35th year of age, averaging like 27 points per game. You can't just average a Carter Bryant just because he's a wing on the Spurs that plays good defense. We've had plenty of those. Keldon Johnson, like, come on, he could be a good Keldon Johnson, a little rotational piece, but the next Kawhi Leonard. Miss me with that. Truly,
okay, look,
miss me with that.
I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I have heard it from other people too. I have heard people say that damn near everyone at this point is the next Kawhi Leonard.
True.
Yes, okay, you have length and you have defense and slight offensive ability. Yeah, okay, you're going to get labeled as the next Kawhi. But you are a San Antonio Spur. You are in a dynasty that's getting built up right now. You are a defensive wing that has some slight offensive promise. He's hitting threes. He's hitting wide open threes. That's promise. Yes, I think he is the next Kawhi Leonard of our team, of our generation, and yeah, let's hoop. Let's hoop.
Look, I'm going to check you on that just because, look, I'm not going to fall into this propaganda again of a young, promising San Antonio wing because if you remember, 2022, 2023, I said Keldon Johnson is the next Kawhi Leonard. I fell into the same propaganda for Keldon Johnson.
I never said that. I never thought that.
I did. Averaging
20
points per game as a young wing on San Antonio. I'm like, bro, he's the next Kawhi.
Not the defensive ability, though. He doesn't have the length.
But he averaged very similar stats to Kawhi Leonard, so I was like, all right, that's our guy. That's the next Kawhi. I'm not falling into the propaganda. Every promising young San Antonio wing since Kawhi is going to be compared to Kawhi, in my opinion. And, shouldn't be saying that. But that's just not right, in my opinion. It's not right.
It's hard.
Sorry, look, fans. Fans,
exactly.
all right. If you see me, look, we're tweaking. He laughed earlier. I've been cussing myself out because we said we're going to stop saying – we said we're going to stop saying in my opinion because obviously
personally in my opinion things like that
everything we say is our opinion obviously.
It's a problem.
So
we say it a lot.
I'm raging a lot right here. Obviously it's all my opinion. Keep it going.
It's all good. And look, I totally get you. Honestly, I'm going to wrap it up there. We're going to wrap that topic up there. Let's get into some other NBA topics. We're talking a lot about the Spurs. Let's switch it up. We got LeBron, right? A little sort of good news actually. LeBron is the oldest player in NBA history to record a triple-double, passing, I believe it was Vince Carter. I'm not going to speculate on that. But 41, recording a triple-double, hooping. Thoughts on it?
LeBron's LeBron. I mean, at this point, I don't think there's anything he can or will do that will affect his legacy, either good or bad, besides win a ring. I mean, if he wins a ring, then he elevates himself to undisputed number one. Besides that, any accolade, regular season, even in the playoffs, anything to do with his age, LeBron's LeBron. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anything he does really affects his legacy that much.
Okay, quick question. What are your thoughts on his most recent interview with just media, I guess?
What did he say?
Yeah, so I don't know the exact quote, but he did say something along the lines of he is just a 41-year-old baby. Thoughts on that? Does that hurt his legacy? Does that affect his legacy?
Look, age regression is something we do talk about nowadays.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
Maybe he's just mentally doing that. It's what's causing him to get these triple doubles at the ripe age of 41. So whatever works for him.
I thought they were trying to speculate that he was kind of fooling around too much.
Fooling around
a little too much. And he was like, hey, I'm just a 41-year-old baby.
Look.
That's on that.
I'm just a baby. Like
I'm just a baby. It's true. I'm just a baby moment.
But look. It's LeBron at the end of the day. I don't think anything he does or says really affects him. We've talked about him gesture maxing all season long. Yeah. I mean, that's just LeBron. He's always been a goofy guy. Scott Javier. These guys, Scott Javier, these are guys I've talked about on the podcast. They listen to the podcast. They said LeBron's just not as likable as a Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was likable. People liked him. He had humor. He was fun to watch. And he said LeBron just has no humor. He's boring. I disagree. I think his humor is just more for our generation. Javier and Scott. So they've been through it. They've watched all these players play, like a Jordan, like a Kobe, LeBron. They've watched these greats, and they said LeBron's just boring. You know, like he's not funny. I think he's a pretty funny guy, in my opinion. You know, the goggles. You know, picks up.
That's funny.
He's funny. He's unintentionally funny. Yabba dabba doo. Yeah. Old Navy. Yeah. Like that's funny, but they just don't get it. They don't see the vision with the LeBron humor.
Yeah, I think it is I'm gonna say it. No offense. It's an Unschul thing. It's an Unschul thing, and yes, by Unschul I mean uncle. I think that.
But LeBron's older than Javier.
Yes, but LeBron is a 41-year-old kid.
He is a 41-year-old baby.
He's a 41-year-old baby.
True.
And at the end of the day, he is just someone who is chasing greatness. He is someone who's chasing greatness. He is someone who is at greatness. So yes, okay, you talk about he's not that humor. Jordan was not funny. Jordan won't make me laugh. And to be fair, I mean,
no, yeah, he will. The meme. That's funny.
The way people use it though. The way people use it though. The way people use it is different.
Crying Jordan meme.
Hey, look, he has memes. You're right. He has memes. People have memes. LeBron has memes. Jordan has memes.
That's a good one.
But I think Javier and who did you say Scott? They're a little out of line for that. But that's
they just don't get it. They don't get the humor.
They don't get it. But
okay.
It is what it is. It truly is what it is. Let us know what you think about that below. Next
LeBron
topic.
Funny?
Is LeBron funny? That is one thing to say. Yeah. We got next topic. We got Pistons. We've talked about Pistons before.
I talked about Pistons last podcast episode.
Okay. What'd you say?
Did you watch?
Hey, look. I'm going to give it a big buck. I only watched the intro. You kind of chopped my FTP up. You chopped it up a little.
What you mean? What do you mean chopped it up? In a good or a bad way?
In a bad way. You chopped it up a little. It just wasn't. It didn't bring the same FTP. It didn't bring the same FTP as I did.
Oh, yeah. I'm recording in my RV at
trolling,
midnight.
Bro, don't
and
take
all I
offense,
see around here is
bro.
just garbage in front of me. Just stacked to the brim. We already talked about why.
Hey, Wabi Sabi, chill, Wabi Sabi.
Keep it quiet. Quiet, Piggy.
I'm not getting mad.
We're going to keep going.
I'm not getting mad. Low cortisol. I have very low cortisol right now. Truly, though, let's get back into it.
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Pistons. I said Pistons are I talked a lot about 40-20. I talked a lot about that 40 wins before 20 loss threshold.
I talked about team elite.
Yeah, exactly. Contenders.
Okay.
And look, 1 week later, we already have the rest of the West already eliminated. The only ones that qualify for that would be the Thunder and the Spurs. Spurs are still alive in that. And then the Eastern Conference, again, 40 wins to 13 losses. That's the best record.
Let me see that. Eastern Conference real quick?
Eastern Conference, only ones that still qualify are Celtics, but they'd have to go on a crazy run, and the Pistons. So I thought Pistons are the only ones out of the Eastern Conference, according to that metric, according to that stat, according to that belief, that actually have a chance of winning out of the East. So I gave them their props. I put them in the same ranks as Spurs, Thunder, and again, the Pistons. And I said I think the Pistons probably will win the NBA Finals. 1, I said the Spurs don't have playoff experience. 2, Thunder, I think it's very, very hard to repeat. And we're talking about some reasons why Thunder may not repeat the struggles they're having this season. And then 3, they're the only ones remaining in there. They already had a run last year like the Thunder did the year before. They made it to the second round. Yep. They got a playoff win. They had their experience. Cade's playing MVP level. I think it's a year where the Pistons actually might win the NBA championship. I'm going to keep it with the Nuggets. Okay. I'm going to stay true to what I said from the very beginning. I'm going to keep it with the Nuggets. But Pistons could be a sleeper to win the NBA Finals, in my opinion.
Okay. And, hey, that's not a bad opinion. No, I'm trolling. Honestly, can you pull up the Eastern Conference really quick? Pistons are hooping. Quick little fact. Last time they had 40 wins before the All-Star break, they went to the Eastern Conference Championship. So, yes, I do think this stat line that you're bringing up, 40 wins before 20 losses, is an important stat line to bring up. I do see that, okay, Celtics are, right there. I do think that the Pistons are going to make it out of the East, but pull a Western Conference up really quick, please.
God, I'm just computer boy, ain't I?
No, I said please. Look, off the rip, looking at the standings, I think the top 8 seeds, 1 through 8 of the Western Conference,
don't say it,
are soloing, destroying the Detroit Pistons, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. What do you think about that?
That's so disrespectful.
Disrespectful to what, though?
The Pistons. That's disrespectful.
Talk about the teams, though. Let's say the teams, though.
Warriors, they're not going to beat the
Curry.
Pistons. You just mentioned Wash, but they don't have a deep team. Cade Cunningham is playing as a top 5 player in the NBA right now.
Steph Curry is the best player on the court in that series.
I'd say
And I think
Cade
that's
Cunningham.
a very important factor.
I'd say Cade Cunningham.
I think coaching is also a very important factor. I think the Warriors system will demolish the Pistons. I think that the Pistons are physical. I always say this, but it's a big component of why teams win. Defense matters, physicality matters, size matters. They do have that.
But
Warriors don't have a lot of depth, but whenever you have the best player, the best shooter on the floor, on the court, and the best head coach as well, you're not going to lose a first-round series. Well, obviously we're not going to talk about, where in the series, but you're not going to lose a series against the Pistons, the Detroit Pistons.
Look, I really don't know enough about the Pistons depth-wise. NBA is a little bit out of my depth, but from what I've seen from the Pistons, they are a altogether
They got depth.
well put together team with defense, with one of the best players in the NBA, top 5 guy. I think they beat the Suns, Warriors, Lakers, Rockets.
You think they beat the Suns?
Yes.
I think Devin Booker is better than Cade Cunningham. I think Devin Booker is the best player on the court. I think that Dylan Brooks, I'm going to say it right here.
Don't say it.
I think Dylan Brooks recently has been playing better than Cade. I think he's been playing better than Cade in him. I think that the Suns truly they've seen some glory. They've seen the chip before in 2021. Obviously a completely different, team, but I think the pieces they got right now, they can truly compete against the Pistons. I'm not trying to disrespect the Pistons. I see what they're doing in the East. I see that they're 1 seed. I see that they're 40-13. But I truly think that the Suns in a 7-game series could definitely compete and possibly win against the Pistons. And that just shows the Suns are 7th seed right now. I think them being able to compete against the number 1 seed Pistons shows a lot to how strong the Western Conference is.
I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I cannot see these teams with so many flaws. Again, NBA is a little out of my depth.
I mean, every team has flaws. Pistons have flaws.
But they're
not the best three-point shooting team.
But they're like the best
they have
team
a lot.
in the league. They have the least amount of losses for a reason. They're hot. They're a hot team.
They're hot. Yeah, we can talk about hot teams, but
and
hot
they have an
teams,
MVP caliber player.
Hot teams aren't always consistent.
Good
Hot
Lord.
teams
But they
aren't always
are.
consistent.
But they are.
They
Last
are.
10,
You think they're going to ride from February all the way to April?
Yeah,
No.
I do.
No, I did
like
not
the
think
Thunder
a
did
hot
last
streak.
year.
No, the Thunder are a different scenario. The previous year before the Thunder won the chip, they were the number 1 seed and they got bounced out in the second round. They nearly got bounced out in the year they won the championship against the Nuggets. They went Game 7, but due to injury, in my opinion, I think that due to injury, the Nuggets were able to, obviously, or the Thunder were able to outclass the Nuggets. But that's besides the point.
I don't have much more Pistons talk on that. I'm not going to lie. But I just think to say they get beat by everyone.
We got, just a quick wrap up. We got Suns, yes. Timberwolves.
Maybe. Look,
Lakers.
the ones I will. It's
all
easy.
of them are competing.
It's easier for me to say who I think would beat them than the ones that wouldn't. No. Yeah, that would beat them.
You can
than
say,
the ones that
okay, who wouldn't beat
Thunder, Spurs would beat them.
Okay.
Nuggets would beat them.
Okay.
Nuggets would beat them.
Okay.
And I'd say probably the Timberwolves. That's it.
Right.
I think they beat the Rockets, the Lakers, the Suns, the Warriors, and then right down there you got the Trailblazers, Clippers.
It's not a bad take.
All those games.
It's not a bad take.
All those.
I
think a bad take is saying all 8 playoff teams from the West would beat the
they
Pistons.
could. Okay. Yeah. All right.
Would they beat the Pistons?
I
will,
think that they
or could
all have a
possibly?
really very good chance at beating the Pistons. They are 8 seed, 7 seed, 6 seed, and they're able to possibly beat a number 1 seed. I'm giving it that. I'm giving that.
Everyone could possibly beat them.
No,
The Kings could possibly beat them.
Oh,
They all have a chance.
bro, they were just playing in the game right now, bro.
Hypothetical.
Did you watch the game?
Hypothetical.
They were
man.
playing for the number 1 seed not too long ago, bro. No, they cannot. The Kings cannot beat the Pistons right now. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the top 8 seeds right now in the West. Not the Trailblazers, not the 9th seed, not the Clippers. I don't care about Kawhi.
The Mavericks?
I'm talking about the top 8 seeds right now currently in the West can outmatch and possibly win a whole series against the Pistons, the number 1 seed. That's it.
Miss me with that truly.
All right.
All right.
Next up.
Kawhi.
Next up, we
already talked about Kawhi a bit.
Quick
Okay,
little
look,
sprinkle. We can sprinkle it.
Look, these next 2 topics can go together, honestly.
Okay, yeah.
They matched together well, so bring it in.
Yeah, so basically, All-Star break coming up. Season coming down to about halfway. We got to start talking about MVP.
I think over halfway at this point.
Over halfway, yeah. We can start talking about MVP race. It's coming down to the wire for a reason, though. A lot of injuries, a lot of players, a lot of top-tier players have been pushed out of the MVP race sphere. And players like, who was it? Yanni, Shea, Jokic, there we go, are all in jeopardy of, Giannis is already out, Shea and Jokic are all in jeopardy of missing their All-Star awards or their all-season awards. So this brings into question, the 8-year American MVP drought could possibly be coming to an end. And I believe it was 2019 when James Harden last won the for America. truly for America.
And you don't want to be
American MVP.
divisive. And you don't want to be divisive. And you're
I
talking
already talked about it.
America versus the world.
USA
Come
versus
on.
the world is different. Holy.
You're big about. You're a big
my
imperialist,
God.
aren't you?
We're truly just getting off of the topic.
You're a big
but-
imperialist, aren't you?
You're running the clip, bro. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm chilling. But nah, real talk though, 8-year American MVP could be coming to an end. We could be seeing a player like Cade Cunningham, who is hooping, the best player right now currently on the number 1 seed in the East. We have Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, honestly, let's talk about it. He's making an MVP case in 2026. He is hooping right now currently. We can talk about it soon. We got Jalen Brunson. We got Jalen Brown, players who are consistent, who are getting buckets and hooping on their team and leading them to dubs. And yeah, I'm personally happy to see it. I like to see that, there's a lot of competition in the league. I like to see that the Euro League is also getting a lot of love. The Euro players are able to, showcase their ability and their talent, what they got in our NBA American League, and it's not even NBA, it's the world now, even though it's National Basketball Association. You get what I'm saying?
I guess. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard, as you mentioned, that's the one I wanted to really pique my interest because I was surprised with, really how well he's doing this season. His field goal percentage is about 49% from the field, averaging 28 points per game in 33 minutes. Okay, that's crazy. 6.5 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Running one of the hottest teams in the NBA in the Clippers, who just blew up their team, by the way. Just traded away James Harden. Did they trade away Zubac?
Yep, to the Pacers.
Zubac, James Harden gone after being one of the hottest teams in the last 20 games, and Kawhi's still out there doing his thing. Out there, just recently got a game winner and won against the Rockets, averaging, again, 28 points per game.
Yep.
He has an MVP case, like you said, with a lot of injuries in the league right now. He's getting bumped up there for that reason. But, I mean, I just hats off to Kawhi, even though I do hate Kawhi. I do hate Kawhi for what he did at San Antonio.
He did the Spurs a little dirty. I think that it was
I think he's a bad person.
difficult decision. It was a difficult relationship that they have.
Uncle Dennis, if you know, you know.
It's a lot to talk about. But I think Kawhi is definitely hooping.
Kawhi Leonard's a piece of shit, though. Kawhi Leonard, what he did against the Spurs, the way he left, horrible. How he went to Toronto, for 1 year and left them after winning a championship. He could have stayed there, done his thing, but instead he wanted to chase LA, and now LA, missing all those games, and then apparently getting paid. What was it, $40 million under the table in illegal gambling? Not gambling, but illegal deal.
Allegedly.
Steve Ballmer.
Allegedly, and
It's
also I
almost
believe LA was his home, one of his homes. I believe he was from the area.
I don't care.
A lot of things to say about that, but
I don't care.
Truly, who do you think is going to be the MVP winner this year?
Luka.
Luka is honestly
Could be Luka.
Give me Wemby. Give me Wemby. I think Luka is obviously the better offensive player. No. I'm gonna wrap it up. Wemby is obviously the better offensive player, but not Wemby, Luka. But guess what? Wemby should be a 3-time decoy for a reason. He is one of the best defensive players. He is the best defensive players in history, in NBA history. And so yes, I think that his ability to, get he's averaging probably 23 points a game right now, 23 plus with 2+ blocks, 3+ blocks. And honestly, players don't even, that's not even the right metric. Players don't even get in the paint. They don't want to shoot a ball in the paint because of Wemby. So I think that two-way ability that Wemby has, one of the greatest in history, should get that MVP case. Also, the Spurs probably be number 1 seed at the end. I think that being equipped with, Wemby's entire season stats deserve for him to get that MVP.
I don't even think he's getting a nod right now.
You don't think he's getting it? Bro, okay.
I don't even think he's getting a nod.
I have seen him on projections.
No, I don't think he's even getting the nod. I don't even think he gets a vote right now, in my opinion.
Wow.
Look,
so you don't think his two-way ability means anything? You think Luka has – okay, you already know Luka struggles defensively.
He does.
Who cares? You think that – a lot of teams actually care. His championship record cares. His overall winning record cares or matters. He struggles for a reason.
I'm looking.
His team struggles for a reason. He has to get built a team around him for a reason. Wemby, he is the sun in this scenario. He can go to any team.
He's the sun?
Yes.
What do you mean he's the sun?
The planets orbit around the sun.
Oh God.
Come on now.
Bro.
Now, chill out on that.
Bro, that is crazy glaze. Wemby is the sun.
Yes, the bright sun. I'm not talking about. Come on now, bro. You know I don't do too much.
No, I know.
I'm talking about the sun.
Too much.
Planets orbit around the sun. Players orbit around Wemby. Luka needs 3-and-D players, bro. He needs players playing that defense for him because he cannot do it himself. That is why I don't think he is the most valuable player in our league. I think Wemby is.
Wemby is the sun. That is insane.
Yes, our bright
to say.
sun.
That is insane to say. But all right, I see.
He is like the sun. Yes.
He is the sun. But look,
That
I have it
was-
pulled up right here. NBA betting odds for the MVP. Wemby is at number 5, so a little higher than I thought.
Yeah, he's in the
Discussion,
race, man.
I guess.
He's in the
But
race.
I mean, Shea.
And look at it though. Shea's injured, so he's gonna be canceled out, right? Jokic has been injured. He's gonna be canceled out. They're like a couple games from being denied their awards.
give me Cade and
But guess
Luka.
what? Obviously, he's top 3 now.
Give me Cade and Luka.
Luka and Wemby.
Give me Cade and Luka over him. Luka's
But
having an
what about
insane
Luka?
season.
He's the 5th seed. He's the 5th seed. Without Luka, I feel like they're doing the same exact thing. They did the same exact last
Russell
year. They did the same
Westbrook.
exact thing though. Last
Look,
thing they did the
Russell
same exact
Westbrook
thing.
was like the 7th seed when he won MVP. I don't
He
think
had
they care about that much.
That was a little different though.
He's averaging 33 points a game, 33, 8 and 8, 33, almost 8 and 9 actually, and 1.4 steals. That's not a bad steal ratio. 1.4 steals a game. That's a defensive stat.
He
right
didn't
there.
he didn't win. No, that is not a defense. That is a Mickey Mouse stat, bro.
No, it is
That
not.
is a Mickey
No, it
Mouse
is
stat.
not.
That is a true Mickey Mouse stat. Players who average 1.5 steals plus or around that area, it's a Mickey Mouse stat.
Nah.
It's filler. It's filler. What I think is that, whenever Luka won that triple-double or whenever he had that triple-double average over the season, that's when he should have won it. That's when he should have won the MVP. But I forgot who exactly won it over him. I think it was Shea, possibly. Obviously having a historic season. But right now, you just said it. What is it? 33, 8, whatever, 9.
8 9, 33, 8 9.
Bro, I'm not
dang near
with all that.
triple-double.
I'm not with all that filler stats, bro. Look, the Lakers are a 5th seed for the reason. Without Luka, they were the same seed. He is not the most valuable player in that team. Wemby is. Wemby is.
Luka
Wemby
is the most valuable player.
You take out Wemby, okay, look, yeah, Spurs might have had a winning record. Pretty damn close. Pretty good record without Wemby. But teams can't truly go a full season without that kind of player on your team.
You take out
Luka,
and they're not making the playoffs.
You take out Luka, and they are the exact same they've been.
No, they are not.
And guess what?
No.
It's proven. Stats.
No.
Stats check it. Stats check it. Viewers check it. Because guess what? The year before they had Luka, they didn't have Luka. The years before,
They had
prior.
AD though.
That's different.
They had AD
Exactly.
and
So
Bron.
exactly. Without Luka, are we
I'm
giving
saying-
MVP trophies to AD and?
No, but I'm
Nah,
saying
bro.
take Luka off the Lakers right now, not from 2 years ago.
You're
Lakers right now, you just leave with LeBron and Austin Reeves.
LeBron, AR, and obviously it's a hypothetical.
That's it.
No. This is a hypothetical
it.
though. No, that's an insane hypothetical because they traded Luka for AD.
Look,
or they
but take
traded
him-
AD for Luka.
Look, but we're taking off a team right now. We're taking off
Yes,
the
right
team
now.
right
Luka
now.
is not the most valuable player. Without Luka,
On the Lakers, yes.
Yes,
Who's
he
more
is-
valuable than him on the Lakers?
I'm not saying that. But they're the 5th seed. So how is he the MVP of the league if the Lakers are the 5th seed? Yes, he's the best player on the Lakers. Does that mean he's the MVP of our league? Nope.
The Lakers would not be in the playoffs without Luka.
No, I'm not saying that.
That makes him
I'm
valuable.
not saying that. What I think
I
is
think the
that
Spurs would still be in the playoffs without Wemby.
that is insane to say.
Yes,
I
they
think
have
that
so much depth that they still be in the playoffs without Wemby with De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. That's a crazy duo right there, and all the depth they have with Keldon Johnson.
they don't have a big. Jokic is eating them up.
Look, yeah,
They don't have a big.
Jokic would eat them
All
up.
the bigs in the league are eating them up.
Yeah,
don't have any
they
big.
would get eaten up by the
They
bigs
wouldn't have
in
no
the
bigs.
in the playoffs, but they would still make the playoffs.
They would be-
as a low seed, but they would still make it.
Yes, and I believe that the Lakers would too.
Lakers don't have a big.
They would
Jackson
obvi-
Hayes?
No, they would obviously split off. They had AD before Luka.
We're not talking about them with
Yes,
AD.
but
We're talking about them
but
now.
How are we going to cancel out Luka completely? They're a 5th seed.
Because right now we're canceling out Wemby from his team. It's like saying Wemby, but on the
Yeah,
Spurs
who did they have
3 years
before?
ago,
Who did they have before?
they didn't have De'Aaron Fox in that team.
That's different. De'Aaron Fox is truly not the best player on his team.
Without
He's not the
Wemby,
MVP on his
without
team.
the Wemby, without Wemby, he would be the best.
he is in
best player
another
on the
king
team.
scenario.
No,
he is
they're
truly
make-
not.
And look, on the Kings, he still made the playoffs. He still made the playoffs on the King with the Kings.
He made the playoffs, but he was on a good roster. That was
And
an
the Spurs are
insane
still
roster.
a good roster without
No,
Wemby.
The Spurs are a good roster, but guess what? I think that the Lakers also have the same exact roster, obviously without the star player. They are making the playoffs. We can pull it up on the stats.
Lakers are not making the playoffs without Luka.
They already proved
Miss me
that.
with that.
They already proved it, though.
They're
They
not
already
making
proved it.
Yeah, when they
They
had
already
AD,
went- no,
though.
they
I'm
went to
talking
the
about
we-
Lakers right now.
They went to the
right
Western.
now.
They went to the Western Conference
Lakers
Finals.
right now. Lakers right now. Not the Lakers 3 years ago. Lakers right now without Luka are not making the playoffs. I don't want to hear from you. Lakers right now are not making it.
Look, they went to the Western Conference Finals in the
With-
stacked West
with
without
AD.
Luka.
With AD,
Yes, but guess
with
what?
Alex Caruso.
But
We're talking about a
exactly.
completely different roster. It's not the same
Exactly,
team.
bro. Exactly. So take out Wemby. What do you have?
You have De'Aaron Fox.
completely
Yes,
different
Stephon
roster, bro.
Castle. No,
No,
I'm talking
no,
about.
no, no.
I'm talking about the Lakers right now, the Spurs right now, without Wemby, without Luka, respectively.
Lakers are making the playoffs.
No, they're not.
Lakers
Lakers
are
have a
making the
worse
playoffs.
roster.
And Spurs are making the playoffs.
No,
At a lower
Lakers are not
seeds.
making the Lakers are not making the playoffs without Luka.
We're allowed to disagree.
Spurs are
Yeah, we're
still
allowed to
the
disagree on
Spurs
this.
are
All
still making the playoffs with
We're allowed to
De'Aaron-
disagree on it.
with De'Aaron Fox. Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson.
I think so too. Yes.
They're still making it.
Yes, and guess what? So are the Lakers.
No, with who? LeBron.
Without Luka, yes, so are the
LeBron
Lakers.
and Jackson Hayes.
LeBron just got a triple double.
LeBron and Jackson Hayes, but LeBron can't do that.
AR-15 is one of the best players in our league. He's an all-star if he wasn't injured.
He's the best.
AR-15 would have been in the all-star.
He's one of the best players in our hypothetical all-whites league. That's where he's one of the best players.
No, he's a hooper, bro. Now stop playing with Austin Reeves' name. He is a hooper.
He is a hooper. Because Luka takes away the freaking
that is
pressure
impossible.
from him.
No, he hooped beforehand. That is impossible to say. He hooped beforehand.
The Lakers are not making the playoffs without Luka. Here's another situation. Fun fact. Roy said the Denver Nuggets would have made the playoffs and won a series without Nikola Jokic. Fun fact. He said about that. So I'm glad we have this on camera.
I believe it.
Because look. I believe
it.
Without Jokic, the Nuggets would not have made the playoffs.
Guess what? They had a winning record without Jokic for the entire time. They actually improved without Jokic. They improved for a second. They went to the second seed. And they overtopped our San Antonio Spurs. They went to the second seed. Fortunately, they dropped down to the third seed. And they're now 3 games behind, I believe, the Spurs. Obviously, because Jokic came back. They are a playoff team. They are a good team without Jokic. We've seen it this season. A couple weeks ago, bro. This was not that long ago.
We're not talking about a quick little 5-game span.
This was not long. Yes, exactly. Okay, before Wemby, what was happening? We were not in the playoffs at all.
We were still winning. We were doing great without Wemby. Yes, we were.
This season, yes. Yes, this season. Yes, over the system that teams have a game plan.
But we're talking about this season, not last season.
Exactly.
This season.
Wemby. Yes, exactly.
And we still won. We had a sample size without Wemby.
Yes, because teams game plan for Wemby. They game plan against Wemby. Teams have to.
You think a coach, Wemby's not going to be on the court that night? They're like, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, run the same game plan as Wemby's there. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They're going to change their game plan when Wemby's not there.
They're going to change their Mickey Mouse game plan on the fly. On the fly, by the way, and probably they get a week span of game planning against the Wemby-less Spurs.
You think they're stupid, bro?
No, I'm saying it right now. I think they get a week span of game plan. They have 82 games in a season. Obviously, they're going to struggle when they don't have their main priority on Wemby. They're going to have to focus on different players. Different players are going to show up. Players that they don't even know about. We got players like David Jones Garcia over here hooping on the Spurs. Yeah, I'm saying that. We got players showing up from down near who's what. A true Spurs fan would know that. But we got players going crazy because guess what? Wemby brings all that attention. Teams focus on a seasonal game plan. They said, okay, yeah.
And we are back and we are rolling. Fourth segment. We've been going.
We've been going.
Look, when Roy misses a week, he truly has a lot on his mind. He has a lot on his mental.
I can't even lie. Yeah, I've had heater content. And
I'm gonna have something to say about it. So last segment went a little over, went a little too. It was probably for the best. It's probably for the best to simmer us down. Wabi Sabi stood up. He had something to say. I yelled at him to sit back down. A little bit of a sun moment right there. We had to wrap it up though. So
not for sure.
We continue on. First one, we see the Warriors informed that Kuminga had someone close to him taking too much food from the Warriors facility.
Yeah,
Go
off
ahead.
the rip, that is an insane line. Like,
taking too much food.
Look, we don't know who exactly took all the food. We don't know who exactly. But one thing I know for sure is that relationship with Kuminga and the Warriors was tarnished. It was horrible. It needed to end. And Kuminga needed to get a new place where they actually respected his food intake. Yeah, I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Because come on, bro. You are what are they? Down near $1 million organization. Millions, and you cannot provide one of your best players some food, dog? Come on, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That is insane.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even get athlete too.
Look, when I eat food at the UI Dubsky dining hall,
yep,
they let me have as much as I want. I load up 4 plates. I go to buffet. I'm loading up the plates. You're gonna tell Kuminga,
exactly,
$1 million player, that people close to him cannot have food, and you're the Warriors?
Ridiculous, disrespectful, and he deserves better.
Where did Kuminga go?
He went to the Hawks. Shout out, producer Jay. Yep.
That's fun.
Interesting. I definitely needed to see a new scenery. He needed to see a new change of scenery because the Warriors, like we just said, it was tarnished, destroyed, and honestly, his relationship with Steve Kerr was horrible. Steve Kerr never played him, never wanted him to get some reps, and honestly, I'm happy for Kuminga to find a new spot, for him to hopefully flourish.
I wonder why the Warriors can't develop these young players. You know, I feel like a lot of these young players
James
come with a lot of
Wiseman,
progress.
Kuminga.
James Wiseman, Pods. They say he's I'm not going to say what they say about him, but
I don't even know.
Pods. What's the other one? Jordan Poole.
Quinn Post.
Quinn Post. Like
Post.
they get a lot of young players that I feel like do have promising talent, and they just end up getting like shipped out. It doesn't ever end up that great. So I'm just wondering,
Yeah,
what happens with this?
It's a weird phenomenon, and honestly, I can't pinpoint it. I can't pinpoint the exact reason. I think obviously this business is a difficult business. You know, you're trying to find the next damn Justin Bieber, bruh. You're trying to find the top star. You're trying to find the next Michael Jackson. No, you're not gonna find that, you know, all the time. You're gonna miss sometimes. You're gonna have hit or misses. Okay, yeah, the Warriors have had a couple hits, a couple misses.
Justin Bieber.
But yeah, you've seen that. You haven't seen that one movie. I think it was like Pitch Perfect 2. This one guy has this one guy's job is to find the next big hits. And so his next big hit was to find Justin Bieber, the next Justin Bieber. That's just a quick little reference. Shout out Pitch Perfect fans. But look, real talk. It's ridiculous that the Warriors cannot develop their players, and I think it is a veteran type of issue. Their veterans are kind of set on their positions. We saw Draymond get a little shook, a little rattled whenever he got put into trade discussions. He was like, damn, I didn't even know it could happen to me. Things like that. Like, bruh. Like, no, you're cooked. You're getting traded out. Steph Curry is the show. He is the stars. And I think that they should have done this earlier. They shouldn't have let Draymond punch Jordan Poole. They shouldn't have let him get traded out for, you know, Jordan Poole for pennies on a dime. It's ridiculous. Yes, but I'm talking about right now because it matters. Jordan Poole was an important part in the 2022 run. And yes, a little side combo, fourth wall break. Wabi Sabi, please. Keep it going now.
Okay, we're going to keep it going and moving on to the next segment because that was also a side combo what we were talking about. Next headline.
Yep.
PG banned. Paul George banned 25 games for using ketamine. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, hey, let's talk about it. Let's get right into it. Off the rip, the ketamine was a rumor. I'm going to say it right now. The ketamine is a rumor.
But why ketamine?
The exact drug, I don't know. I didn't look into it too much, but please, viewers, look into it. I don't know the exact drug that he got banned for, but he did get banned. He's shorting out, man. He was shorting out for a couple games for the 76ers, and boom, he got drug tested, banned for 25 games. It's insane. PG, I thought you would have learned your lesson, PG. Obviously, you don't have prior, you know, problems, but you know that you are an NBA player. You know that you get drug tested a lot, and it is unfortunate to see you go out for 25 games.
I don't know why. I have no idea why people were speculating that he did ketamine.
I think it was truly troll maxing, possibly. I don't know.
But AI said it's the number one substance they think he did was ketamine. Even though they don't.
AI, yeah.
We'll
go off based.
What does ketamine do to you, Wabi Sabi?
Mood
Depressant.
Depressant.
He was
so
too high
I don't
from
know.
the court.
So I believe it was. I think I saw the report saying it was a mental health issue. Like he used it for mental health. Clav, yeah, clavicular, yeah. Producer Jay, that is a true niche youth reference. But yeah.
Did you see Clav get mogged by the frame mogged by ASU?
ASU, yeah, he got
ASU.
frame mogged, man. People be getting frame mogged. Honestly, we could talk about some frame mogging. We could talk about some frame mogging.
You had it. Go
Just
ahead.
a quick little mention. Is Anthony Davis getting blackballed from the league for frame mogging?
Frame mogging who? Everyone?
Yes, literally all the players. And it's happened. We've seen this before. We've seen it with players like Dwight Howard. We've seen it with players like, I don't even know. But we've seen players like that go to a team, you know, and get absolutely disrespected. You go to a team like, we could say, okay, yeah, Dwight Howard won a championship in 2020. But guess what? Who he did it with? LeBron James. He didn't frame mog. Well, he did frame mog LeBron James, but LeBron's ego is high enough to put that aside and to actually focus on winning. So yes, he let Dwight Howard slide for the frame mog, but a true player like Anthony Davis, who's getting disrespected, thrown around the league, it's insane. And I personally think that is due to his frame.
Frame mogging.
Yes, frame mogging.
Do you frame mog anyone?
I don't know, man. I personally don't think about it too much personally. I think about it more of obviously a professional athlete. You know, like he does frame mog. You can't even lie.
No, he's big.
Have you
as
seen
hell.
his frame?
Yeah,
he has one of the best
shoulders,
the biggest broad shoulders in the league.
Kawhi too. I always thought Kawhi.
Yes, he has the build.
Shoulders.
No doubt about that. But
We're talking about frame mogging. Let's move it on.
That's truly it.
Let's move it on. Last one. Keldon Johnson is the new Kyle Lowry.
Yes,
we had Jay's interest peaked with this one. He's been waiting to see why Roy thinks Keldon Johnson is the new Kyle Lowry. So
yes,
lay it on us.
couple reasons, but one important one. one main reason.
One would say two important reasons.
Two important reasons. Are you catching along, viewers? Maybe not. So, Keldon Johnson could possibly be the new Kyle Lowry with two cheeks. Two cheeks. Thoughts on that? Producer Jay, do you understand what I'm saying now? Do you get what I'm saying?
I do know Kyle Lowry is
He's cheeked up. So
one of the thickest.
One of the main attributes for Kyle Lowry was his ability to,
be cheeked up.
Be cheeked up, but stay 10 toes. You're staying solid on the court. You are a strong point guard. You are a 6'1" point guard. You have to be sturdy in a league full of, big players. You can't just get bounced around. You had to have a stable base, a strong foundation, and those are his two cheeks. So, yes, I think Keldon Johnson is possibly the new Kyle Lowry, and him being Keldon Johnson's like 6'6", he's bigger and better than Kyle Lowry, and this is all important. This all ties back into the Spurs, push for the finals.
I really don't see any pictures. I looked up Keldon Johnson butt cheeks.
Look up.
I was gonna say, so what you're getting at is that he has noticeable.
He has. Yes.
Roy is saying that Keldon Johnson has huge ass cheeks like Kyle Lowry. That's pretty much what he's getting.
He has a strong bottom half.
I would argue that.
Oh my God.
Johnson has post anterior tilt.
Okay.
Given that he has big face,
Yeah, I like that.
has poor posture.
Yeah.
Poor.
Look, and off the rip, that's ball knowledge. Anterior tilt, pelvic tilt is ball knowledge. And so, Jay, you're honestly kind of spitting. If you see Keldon Johnson run on the court, you can kind of see that hip tilt. You can kind of see that. Kyle Lowry, he was able to really maintain a neutral hip tilt while still having that base, that foundation, that back support. And honestly, that helps him as an NBA player. And truly, Keldon Johnson, go to physical therapy for that. That's how you can fix it. But yeah.
So, side convo, Wabi Sabi just asked, does he have bigger ass cheeks than Draymond Green? Which is obviously a reference to one of our old episodes as well.
Yeah, so Draymond, I believe, I can't remember the exact conversation. If you want to fill me in really quick, I don't remember exactly how
where someone called him Angel Reese, and then someone said, does he have bigger ass cheeks than Angel Reese?
See, look, we're diving into it, FTP. If you truly are FTP, you would know that we talked about that. Does he have bigger cheeks? It's a debate. Is it
a posture thing or is it an actual cheek size thing?
So look, JJ brought a big.
That's what I'm confused on.
JJ brought a major point into this conversation that it could truly be an anterior tilt. And honestly, now that he says that, now that I actually think about it and watch that video back, you haven't seen the video, but it literally looks like he's running with like a pure tilt.
He waddles like
Yeah, he waddles like that too.
Okay.
So, now that you say that, he truly might be.
So like the chicks that like arch their back when they walk.
Yes,
like
exactly.
that type deal.
Yes.
Okay.
Like an actual problem with their hips.
Like
where
a
it's folding
kindergartner?
this way. It's folding upwards. Yes, like Jay's doing right there. There we go.
Jay, do you want to get back here and
You
show
could
him what
show
you
him.
did? Show him. Show him.
It's
Get
like
over here.
it's an anterior tilt.
Show him.
Jay is a little cheeked up too.
I'm about to say, let's wrap that up. We're having a 4-person convo, 2 people off the screen. That's pretty much all we have for NBA.
It's all good though.
Moving on. We're
Important.
having fun. It is important as well. But that pretty much wraps it up for that segment. Next we got Valid or Invalid.
Go for it.
All right.
Shoot.
I mean, this first one's yours. So
Okay, I'll
ask
shoot
me.
this one. Yes, let's get right into it. Valid or invalid? Is the gather step destroying the NBA worse than tanking?
No.
We can explain it. Off the rip, let's explain
Explain
what
it.
those two
Go
things
ahead.
are. So the gather step, we can just simplify it. Fans, critics, all media are criticizing that a lot of players in the modern NBA are traveling. They are not performing their steps correctly. So in the NBA, you're allowed 2 steps, and then you have to dribble the ball, or you get a travel violation. So basically, what the gather step is, once you put 2 hands on the ball, the NBA officials are saying you get 2 extra steps. Those are the rules. And so back then, we have 80s, 90s, even the 2000s. You don't even have that step involved. You don't have that mentioned. You see a gather step in the 2000s, that's a travel call. And so that is a big topic right now that's going through the sphere, the media sphere, because Wemby is recently, yes, shout out Wemby, he's recently been a offender of this possible rule change. And the other thing with NBA tanking, we've talked about it many times. Teams have been tanking, benching their star players to basically lose games. And these are 2 major topics that we can talk about right now. And personally, I believe that the gather step is kind of pushing that line over NBA tanking for being the worst thing that's ruining the NBA right now currently.
Invalid.
Okay.
Mega invalid.
Why?
Tanking. tanking is the worst. 'Cause look, at the end of the day, NBA kind of combats tanking perfectly. There's no point of tanking because it's a lottery system. It's rigged. It's a lottery system. So they're going to give the team that they want to have that player the number one pick no matter what. So it doesn't even matter. So you're just having teams lose for no reason at the end of the day. And you don't want to see teams lose. You want to see teams go out there, play their hardest every night to try to win. So seeing teams go actively trying to lose for a pick that won't even be theirs. Because look, we had the Detroit Pistons who had, or who was it? Who was it? I think it was the Pistons, right? Year in and year out. Always had the worst record until they finally got Cade Cunningham. But they could have had Wemby. They could have had all these other great players. Tanking does not work in the NBA. There's no reason the Spurs should have got Wemby. It's rigged. It's a rigged system. That's a whole different thing. It's a rigged system, the lottery system is. The gather step, I don't even know what that's as a true casual ball watcher, someone who doesn't play ball, whenever I learned how to play ball, that's just like one of the fundamentals they taught me. Like if you're going for a layup, you can grab the ball, 1, 2, bang.
Yes.
Try to make a layup.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. A whole generation was taught on that. That's how it's going to be played.
But you see what I'm saying, though? You see how the gather step is more of a rule change. It is something that is splitting the rule system, and you see other leagues, utilizing it. No, you see other leagues utilizing it. You see other leagues not. You see, 2000s NBA utilizing they call travel on that. You see 2010s not. It's a problem with the rule system, load management. Or not loaded management. Tanking actually brings a lot into loaded management. You actually yourself said that loaded management is okay.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did. You said that. Shout out to me. Yeah, you did say that. And honestly, I think that tanking is I don't know the exact word.
It's necessary?
No. It is a side piece. It's like it happens. It is a what is it called? I can't think of the word.
Nothing's more side piece than
it
the
happens
gather
because
step.
of everything that happens in the league. Teams are trash. They do bad. They get a high lottery percentage, and they possibly get the number 1 draft pick. They possibly get the number 2 draft pick, 3 draft pick. They have a lottery system, and it works. I think that NBA tanking. Obviously, you said that it doesn't work completely. It works sometimes. You can't even deny that.
Not really. I don't think so.
I think something as major as a rule change.
I just don't understand why the gather step is a problem.
It's a rule change.
But what's the problem with the actual gather step itself?
I don't mind the gather step. I utilize it every day.
Yes.
It's a fire move. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is that it's splitting the fan base. We have 2000s below, people below.
They gotta grow up.
2010 below. They are following. So, damn, that's a travel, bro. What is a travel? You still have people calling travel on me. Or anyone, literally anyone hooping. Unchels. Not even unchels. People that are not even like youth, my age. It's a call. People are split. People are split on the decision of what it is. That's being talked right now for a reason. Wemby just did it recently. It's an important thing, and I think it is a bigger issue because it is a rule change. It is a rule system, and so I think that is a bigger thing than NBA taking right now currently.
Look. I'm going to finish off this one right here because we do have a lot of – good Lord. We have a lot of things to get through. So, good Lord. Good
Nothing
God.
else, man.
All right. That took me out of it. We just saw bare ass cheeks. But look, there's nothing wrong with the gather step itself. The thing I have more problem with is these unchels. Again, I'm going to bring up Javier. I'm not calling you unchel, Javier. I'm not. But look, he mentioned the same thing about a week ago, talking about that's a travel. Back in the day, I know what you're talking about now. I actually had someone tell me that himself.
People be spamming it.
But look, that's a problem with them. They need to, it's been a rule change for what? About 20 years now. We're going on 15 years. Right. They need to evolve with the time. It's not a problem with the actual rule itself. It's a problem with the people. And they just need to get with the time. Look, back in the day, there was no 3-point line. I'm pretty sure people had a problem when they added it in, and it just evolved. You got to get with the times at this point, in my opinion.
And I get that. And honestly, let's wrap it up. That's all I got. Yeah, that's it for that.
Gather step.
Valid or invalid, let us know in the comments below.
All right. This next one's also you, which is an insane one, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to start it off with a rip. Let's get it right to it. We've been talking about a lot of Wemby. Let's talk about it. Wemby, personally, right now, I think he is better than Tim Duncan. I think the only thing that Tim Duncan currently has over him is his longevity, his ability to win championships, which is personally because of the Spurs. I think that is only because of the Spurs foundation. And given, let's say 15 years, I think Wemby will be top 2. Personally, I think he's going to be the best NBA player in history.
Look, this is a true if-man scenario.
Well, not really.
It's a true if-man scenario. Really, it is, because who's to say Wemby stays at the same level of play for 15 years? What if he dips? What if he has a short peak?
Yes.
What if he has an early peak? What if he gets injured? So there's a lot of what ifs in him playing
No,
another 15 good years.
It's his longevity, which Tim Duncan had. That's what I'm trying to say.
But
I think
Wemby
Wemby currently is better than Tim Duncan. He should have 3 depoys. I believe that he should have an MVP. I think this year.
You think that. It's not valid.
He's shown it. He's shown his depoy presence.
Look, Wemby.
You know this.
Wemby could do this. Wemby could do that. Wemby has not done much to this point of his career. Whereas Tim Duncan, we've already seen it happen. 5-time champion. How many
over
MVPs
a
did he
whole
win?
career?
His whole career.
Over a whole
he's
career.
a top 5 in my opinion.
So what I'm trying to say is that the only thing he has over Wemby currently is his ability to play for many years, to win many years. And Wemby's already proving that. He's already about to be the first seed on the best. He's about to be the best player on the first seed for a reason. He has more 40-point games than Tim Duncan, and that is a stat. That is a stat that matters.
Look, there's something to say about greatness, though. Something you've spoken about, the ability to win, the ability to get these championships, ability to have these seasons. Wemby, we just haven't seen that. There's a reason why someone with more talent like a Zion Williamson, someone more talent like a Giannis isn't as great as a Tim Duncan.
No. You think off
Look,
the rip? I'm
Giannis
gonna say you think that. Who did you say Zion? Did you say Zion?
Yes, it's Zion.
You think Zion's more talented than Wemby?
More talented than Tim Duncan.
Okay.
He's more talented than Tim Duncan. Talented,
Well,
athleticism. Giannis is maybe more talented than a Tim Duncan, but who's greater all time because Tim Duncan was able to win the
Tim
championship.
Duncan had 2 Hall of Famers, a Hall of Fame head coach, one of the best head coaches in history.
No, you're saying
plenty of help.
Yeah, but he was. If you were to say Wemby's a son, Tim Duncan was a son of that Spurs team.
Duncan,
he
he is the best player on that Spurs team, but he had 2 other Hall of Famers, 2 Hall of Famers, and one of the best head coaches in NBA history. So yes, Tim Duncan had help. I'm not saying Wemby doesn't have help right now, but what I'm saying is that Wemby is the son. He gets all the focus on him. Teams didn't completely focus on Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan wasn't dropping 40 pieces. He was there grabbing rebounds, doing the hustle plays. Obviously the defensive end, slightly the offensive end, but we already see it. Wemby's outperforming him offensively and defensively. So yes, the only thing I have for Tim Duncan is his longevity and his ability to win over a whole career, which I think we will see very soon with Wemby.
What if? Again, it's a big what if scenario. Invalid in my opinion. Invalid. I think Tim Duncan.
Why?
Because Tim Duncan's a top 5 NBA player of all time. For
So
Wemby to
his
reach
winningness,
his greatness. Like I said, Wemby could be there. Wemby could be to level Tim Duncan if he won this, won that. But to say he's already better than Tim Duncan right now, insane, blasphemous, stupid. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, a little stupid to say Wemby's better than Tim Duncan right now.
So you would all time, right? Let me a little scenario.
Oh my god.
Little scenario.
Fanfic
No, little scenario. Fantasy NBA draft. Who are you taking over? Who are you taking? Tim Duncan or Wemby? You're building your team.
I'm taking
Fresh, prime. Both of them in their prime. We haven't even seen Wemby in his prime. Who are you taking? I know who you're taking.
probably Wemby.
In their prime. Exactly. Wemby hasn't even touched his prime. Obviously, you're taking Wemby. That's what I'm trying to say. He is better than Tim Duncan.
But I might take a prime of Zion over Tim Duncan. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
That's a genuine reaction. You're taking Zion over Tim Duncan?
Yeah, if we can say that they're gonna be healthy and they're gonna play to their fullest potential, I might take Zion over Tim Duncan.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Zion healthy is not producing better numbers than Tim Duncan.
Yeah, I think he is. He's probably one of the most.
Zion doesn't play winning basketball. Wemby does.
Who's to say? He's been on the Pelicans his whole career. The Pelicans suck. Maybe if Zion was drafted,
that's
to the
hypothetical.
Spurs.
That's hypothetical. I'm talking about pure facts.
Bro,
that's a hypothetical.
No. We're restarting the whole NBA.
No, that's not. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. In their prime. Yes, exactly. In their prime. Who are you taking?
Look, if Zion,
who are you taking? I'm not taking a prime Zion. He hasn't showed any winningness ability.
Look, I don't think Zion.
Wemby takes dubs.
Zion's not in his prime yet.
Just NBA with France too.
Whenever I saw Zion in his prime, I'd say to this point is whenever he made the play-in tournament. Yes, we're talking play-in tournament.
Holy moly!
But he had a very nasty game in the play-in tournament, I believe, against the Memphis Grizzlies or someone like that.
He had a good game,
and he had a crazy good game. I saw Zion fully healthy, but then
not even in the competition.
Look, but then again, after that he got injured, so I haven't seen a primed up Zion. But I might take a lot of guys over Tim Duncan who aren't as great as him. But overall, like I said, Tim Duncan has accomplished these things. He's shown to be great. So to say Wemby's better than Tim Duncan, no. Maybe more talented, yes, but not better than Tim Duncan of all time.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
This next one's you as well. Wow, you got some heaters for this one. You came prepared.
Well, this one's kind of interesting. This one's a quick one.
Go ahead.
Valid or invalid? It's kind of interesting one. Think about it. IQ-lets. Yes, IQ-lets. Thinking on the Epstein files. They're thinking on that. while true free thinkers are focusing on celebrating the Super Bowl win. Valid or invalid?
That's valid. Truly, we are free thinkers. We value our free thinking ability, right? No.
It's a mix.
It's a mix?
It's a mix.
Miss me with the Epstein files.
It's a mix.
Miss me with all that. I'm thinking about sports at the end of the day.
Both matter. Both matter.
Nah.
Both matter.
Sports
I think
matters.
sports has a lot of culture.
Look, we're free thinkers.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be.
It matters.
I'm not going to be
Sports
focused.
matters. But I think obviously the opposite matters
Look,
as well.
the big media is trying to draw your attention away from important things like the Super Bowl and the NBA All-Star break with these, I don't know, superficial big headlines talking about the Epstein files. Whenever you should be paying attention to the Super Bowl and the NBA All-Star break and BG podcast, by the way, you should be. Open the BG files. Open the BG files.
That's a take. That's a take.
That is my take.
So valid. So valid.
Yes.
There you go.
IQlets think on the Epstein files while free thinkers truly
All right.
think about sports.
Let us
Someone
know
like
what you
me,
think about that.
a true free thinker. I stand for peace at the end of the day.
We are one love, but that's all I
right.
got on that one.
Next
I want
to
to
our
hear this
mind.
one. Yes.
All right. Primed up. These are, I think, my only two real thoughts from this whole
wanna hear
episode.
it.
The rest of them were you. And they're not even my thoughts. Shout out Scott. We've been shouting him out a lot. Scott gave me the idea for this one. He said, remove kickers from the league and the extra point. So I'm going to adjust that a little bit. I think it should be remove extra point being a kick. Instead, if you want to go for one point for the extra point,
Yeah.
you get to go on the 1 yard line. You get one try on the 1 yard line. Like instead of a 2-point conversion, imagine on the 1 yard line, you get it 1 point. Go for 2-pointer, stays the same from the 2 yard line to get a 2-point conversion, and then you can go for 3 points after a touchdown from the 5 yard line.
Hey.
So that makes comebacks a little more viable because there is a way to get 3 extra points after getting. You can have a 9-point play, a 9-point drive pretty much. So that makes comebacks more viable. It removes the extra. The real discussion about kickers is you're really putting games on the line. Shout out the Ravens. Games on the lines using the most unathletic players on the team. You're giving them all the power to decide if you win or lose when their one job is to kick. And kicking is not even like very football. Not very American football. Kicking really
Well,
isn't.
look, football at the end of the day.
God, okay,
The
keep
name
going.
football.
Miss me with that.
No.
Keep it going.
The name football was to talk about the kickers. You kick a football, if you get what I'm saying. But that's besides the point. I do agree that, the thing you're saying about the 2-point, the 1 point.
That's a good idea.
3-point, it's not the worst idea.
It's a great idea.
Like, my problem with that, it's not a bad idea, but my problem with that is that it breaks tradition.
Look.
I think, hold on, just let me finish this really quick. I believe that the NFL has a tradition. These professional leagues in America have a tradition that they've been keeping up since the 60s, since the 50s. And I believe that changing that tradition, going from, removing the kickers you have right here and, changing the extra point rules, that is truly disrespecting all the kickers who have played in the past history and in the history of the NFL. It diminishes the special teams. It diminishes everything that's right about football. It is a big part of football.
Look, your only reasoning for getting rid of kickers is because you're opposed to change. If there's no valid reason to keep kickers, in my opinion, besides that you don't want change. And look, I have a immediate solution because I also don't exactly enjoy getting rid of kickers all the time. So I suggested instead you treat field goals like timeouts. Maybe you get 1 per half or 2 total per the game. So that way you got to strategically use your field goals. But that way it limits the impact of kickers. Because I don't think kickers should be that valuable to the game. They shouldn't decide a win or a loss. They should be decided by the guys on the actual field. The 22 guys on the field who are playing the most athletic position. I don't think it should come down to one guy. One guy. How often does in football, which is a real big team sport, should it come down to one guy?
It never comes down to one guy.
But
it
what,
never.
No.
It never comes down. No, that's what I'm trying to say. It never comes down to one play. It never comes down to. No, truly, a whole game doesn't come down to one play. The pressure, that is what we like as fans. We like the pressure. I was so hyped to see the Ravens about to kick that Tyler Loop field goal. I was hyped as hell whenever he missed right, I believe. That had me jumping out of my seat. And not just because it was everyone, not just because I was a Steelers fan, everyone in the league was going crazy over that. Because guess what? It puts the pressure there, but for a reason. Honestly, my personal opinion, I think that the ability for a kicker to hit that clutch time kick is a necessity for a team to, truly go out of their way to focus on special teams, to hire a coach I'm talking reckless now about the Ravens, but hire a coach who is a special teams coordinator. The special teams matter, and it translates to the actual game that we see on the television.
I don't really think so. I mean, again, going back to Tyler Loop, all roads lead to Ravens talk. But going back to Tyler Loop,
all the fans were hyped. You can't even lie on that one field goal kick. And
sure, I get.
Can you also agree?
Trolling. It was trolling. I mean, everyone was kind of trolling because obviously, if it was
crazy,
if it wasn't my team, I'd troll too. But again,
no, but
the game came down to that one kick, pretty much. Obviously, there's other factors about like picks, this, that. Okay, yes, I already know what you're talking. We've already talked about that.
Can we agree that yes, I'm gonna agree. Now one whole game comes down to one singular kick?
I already agreed, motherfucker.
Okay, exactly.
Look,
exactly.
I already agreed. I already know what you're talking about. But look, I'm just saying, kicks like that. Look. I already lost my train of thought, but I think it just makes for a more fun game. Extra points being from the 1 yard line, you can get comebacks easier, being able to score 9 points on a drive. And then instead of punting the ball, you have more teams going for it on fourth down. Strategically using all 4 downs instead of punting the ball, I think it just makes for a better game. Game's meant to evolve. I think that's what the next evolution is. Get rid of kickers. I don't think this should be a thing. But to wrap it up, valid or invalid?
Look, off the rip, invalid. People be too progressive sometimes.
You're too progressive.
That's all I gotta say.
Last one. I don't think we have enough time. We might have to come back after this, and we'll cut it out, and then we'll come back.
Okay, bet.
And we're back, gang.
Yes, sir.
Last, 5th segment. I think the longest, like, having 5 segments, I think that's like unheard of at this point.
I don't even.
Jay's tapped out. Wabi Sabi's
trolling.
Talking about your bowl cut. Do you like Roy's bowl cut?
Look, off the rip, we are doing the. I don't know about you. I'm doing the infinite hair method. I'm trying to be like the Beatles. I'm trying to have hair like this, like George Harrison type shit.
Me too.
And look, eventually,
I wanted to Paul McCartney.
Exactly. It's tough, in my opinion. And honestly, we're trying to get on that time in. Yeah, I'm trying to do the infinite hair method. I talked about it before, if you're true FTP. But now we are truly trying it.
I'm trying it. We'll see.
We'll see
how it goes.
It's a long time. It's a long time coming. We do.
Stop. It's not from the peanut gallery. All right.
Oh, man. Let's go.
We're trying to wrap this up.
Yep.
We're on to fan section. I think it was a quickie little fan section. So we'll go with what we got. We got a couple, obviously the classics. Bert's always there.
Shout out Bert.
Bert's got 3 of them. I haven't read them yet. He always got them. But he says, y'all should have a live podcast at Little St. James Island. What's that?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Little St. James is Epstein's Island. Look, we already talked about Epstein. We do think that is a problem at BG Nation.
But if they were to have us,
that's a different thing.
Look, think about the
content. Depends on what for, though.
For an episode. Episode in and out. Obviously, that's all we're going to do there.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to do there.
Look, if we got invited out to do a live show, of course you're going to take the opportunity to do a live show. We are trying to, spread our name, spread BG Nation. Yeah, I'm going to Little St. James Island or whatever it's called.
I'm probably...
For BG Nation purposes.
Look, I'm probably networking with BB,
Who?
BB Netanyahu. I'm networking, trying to get on that timing. Little T-Dog out there. Whoever's out there,
I don't support war criminals, fam.
Look. I'm going to be out there. I'm networking. BG's got to get global somehow. That's all I got to say. Bert. Keep it pushing, Bert. What's the next one? All right. This actually brings up a very long convo for us that we had in mind.
All right.
Besides golf, is baseball the next most boring sport to watch? And look, I disagree with that completely. I think golf is a fun sport to watch. In moments obviously all time, am I watching every golf tournament going on? No. But whenever the Masters comes around, I'm watching the Masters. Masters is a really fun event to watch. When the Olympics came around, I stayed up. I think I mentioned the last podcast solo. I stayed up to like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. watching Scotty Scheffler play. Okay. When you have actual players you want to watch play, you're going to stay up, you're going to watch. I like watching Scotty play. Golf is one of those sports where you really have to play yourself to understand how good they are. If you don't play golf, you're not going to understand the level of which they're playing at. To hit every ball exactly where you want it, to make so little mistakes. And look, you have something to say about this. To play in front of a crowd like that, because look, even if they're not making the noise, playing in front of a crowd in golf in such a quiet game that requires so much precision, so much concentration, it is very, very hard to do. The nerves are up to the max when it comes, even if they're silent, the nerves are up to the max. I always say a story. I was playing a little golf game by myself. I used to go golfing by myself. One of these holes was behind some backyards, and there was just a summer party going on, and like 3 dudes just leaned against the fence and started cheering for me as I was golfing. I couldn't even hit the ball. I got so nervous. I couldn't even hit the ball. I shanked. I felt mad pressure. I hit the ball maybe like 40 yards, and I just had to play. I just had to keep going along. It's very different playing by yourself, completely concentrated, no pressure around you, than even just 3 people watching you. It's very, very difficult. Okay. So to bring it back to Bert's, I think you have something to say about that. I do think golf is the hardest sport in the world. I think baseball is probably
What about boring? Boring. I think that was Bert's question, right?
Yeah.
Which one's more boring? Because you can't lie, golf can be a little repetitive, a little boring sometimes.
Golf can be very repetitive, but it takes an acquired taste. It takes getting into the mood of golf. You have to be really playing golf to understand how good is going on. Like some of these players, getting immersed into the world of golf and really appreciating the quietness, like the classiness of golf. It takes a certain crowd to get into it. So kind of depends on the crowd. I think baseball is boring as shit. So I'm going to say baseball is more boring to watch than golf for the most part.
All right. And look, just to answer Bert's question, I think that there are definitely other sports more boring. Is the question which is the most boring sport or which is more boring, golf or baseball?
Besides golf, is baseball the next most boring?
No. Off the rip, no. Baseball and golf can be entertaining sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I could say personally, I have enjoyed some golf. I have enjoyed some baseball. But, look, just distracted. I think there are Winter Olympic sports that are a little more boring. We got curling.
Curling can be tough.
Not tougher than baseball. Not more entertaining than baseball and golf, in my opinion. That's all I got to say about that.
Just curling?
I mean, come
Curling's
on.
more.
Just saying, I'm proving Bert's point wrong.
You're answering the question.
I'm answering the question. There's definitely other sports. I mean, curling, bobsledding. Come on, things like that. I'll even throw in skating.
No.
Skating? Look.
No.
And look, I know you wanted me to say that. You wanted me to bait. You're baiting.
No.
Let's talk about it.
I didn't want you to say it. Ice skating, racing is good, but even figure skating, when it comes to the talent, if you're looking, you should have watched that video I sent you. I think it deleted, but ice skating at the highest level is one of the best things to watch. The moves they pull off with the spins in the air, because they're not allowed to do flips. We even talked about that a little bit.
It's impressive.
But the spins they can do, able to land that with the music, it's true theater on ice. It's great. It's amazing when you have the right guys out there. We have a very good ice skating team. I'm gonna mention one of them.
Okay.
I've been fiending to mention this.
All right. Hey, we'll talk about it right now. But
lady on there. Anyways, ice skating. Well, you're salivating over here. But ice skating, figure skating is really a good watch. But I can say probably
a little more boring.
No.
You can say a little boring.
No.
Compared to golf or baseball.
No, I'll agree with curling.
I'll look it up.
I'll agree with curling. Curling is pretty boring compared to the sports. Some of them could be more. So there's more boring sports to watch. There's a reason why golf and baseball are so popular.
Okay. So that was the first point, just to answer Bert's question really quick. And just a quick little side rant. Golf players are kind of a little pansy, a little Mickey Mouse, for not being able to handle the pressure, the noise that other professional athletes handle, like NBA players in stadiums, NFL players in stadiums, literally every other athlete in an environment, in an athletic environment, in a competitive environment, they are loud, they are noisy, they are fans. Golf players, kicking players out for being a little too noisy, or for fans being a little too noisy, that's interesting. It's very interesting. I think, like you said, nerves matter, pressure matters, and that's what makes these players greats, the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but it's a completely different sport. Golf, like I said, golf is the hardest sport to play in the world. It takes
it's something to say.
It's a lot slower paced. It's only you out there. It's not a team sport like basketball where you have other people going back and forth, teammates. You're all by yourself out there. It's just one shot, and everyone's paying attention on that one shot.
Well, there's a lot of shots. There's a lot of holes.
And they're quite in tennis.
You have 18 holes. You have many shots that you take, actually, in a golf.
Well, yeah, but at a time, well,
yes,
one shot at a
you
time.
Have one swing. You
have
yourself. One shot.
It's
you have one
Have
pass.
you played golf?
I've played golf a lot when I was young,
there.
actually. Yes, when I was young,
hard.
I'm not saying it's not the easiest sport.
You need so much concentration.
I'm not saying you don't have to concentrate. I'm not saying you have to focus. What I'm saying is that I think golf players kind of do a little too much, saying that complete quiet, or you get kicked out. That's a little crazy, man. Fans are gonna be fans. Obviously, you have to respect the sport, respect the game, respect the tradition. I like respecting the traditions, but I think golf players are a little Mickey Mouse, a little pansy. That you can't compete with these pro athletes who are in stadiums that are rocking.
No, I've talked about people who honk during my backswing. It's horrible.
That's you, bro. That's you.
If I were to yell during your backswing, you're gonna get thrown off.
But a professional athlete, the best in the world, I expect them to be able to handle a little noise. If they're the best in the world, I expect them to handle a little noise. And if you can't, then that kind of just shows to the ability that it takes to be a golf player.
Golf's harder than basketball. Golf's harder than football. The only sport
physically demanding. Football is a little more physically demanding.
Yeah, but it's harder to play golf.
Are you talking about technique and
it's
precision?
Harder to play golf, yes.
You're talking about technique and precision.
Yes, it's
so
the hardest
different things that you have to be good in.
The only sport I think this can be a whole different debate. The only sport that I think is like on the level of difficulty with golf is baseball. And the reason is because it takes so much concentration.
So you're talking about precision with the
Precision,
ball.
yes.
Okay.
It's
and
hard.
I get that, but
It's a
I
hard
truly,
sports.
I mean, look, are we going to say that football is a harder sport than golf? I think you're talking about technique. We're talking about physical. It's harder to be a football player. You can't put a golf player in a football environment.
You can't throw many football players
You can
into
put Curry.
a professional.
You can put Curry in a,
yeah,
you can
in
put
a
Curry over
celebrity
here
game.
in one holes.
In a celebrity-
hole-in-ones in a golf tournament.
In a celebrity game.
No. This was a competitive match.
In a
they had
celebrity
crowd.
game.
No,
Celebrity
they had cameras
game.
on them. They had crowd cameras on them.
It was a celebrity
and Curry's
game.
over here hitting hole-in-ones.
Yeah, a celebrity game playing against like Josh Allen and such. They're not playing the
No,
same
I'm-
level golf courses as
They
professional
weren't playing
golf
Josh
courses.
Allen, and also
They're playing not the same holes as a PGA Tour would. They make the courses harder for PGA players. They're playing the hardest
Of course.
course.
Of course.
The grass is cut to a level to make it hard so the ball rolls off.
No, of
faster
course.
greens.
I get that.
The faster roll. Like, it's all about precision. So
I think it's about being good in a different area. You are being
It's
a
the hardest
professional. No,
sport.
you're no hardest sport in what terms though?
it's the hardest.
In what? Yeah,
Everything.
exactly. In coordination and precision, okay, but you have football players.
Altogether,
you can talk about
every-
football players as the hardest sport for physicality, right?
Well, you
'Cause
got
you're getting
better
over here CTE from
you got
kids.
better
It's
athletes in
different. It's
football.
different.
We go back to the athlete talk, but we got better athletes in football. Yeah, but all together, golf to put it all together. It's not about just hitting the hardest shot. It's not about having the fastest shot. It's about being precise. It's about using the right clubs. It's about
You're hitting
reading
a
the hole
standstill.
right.
You're hitting a standstill ball on a tee over repetitive motions, repetitive swinging motion.
Yeah, but you have
I
different
argue that baseball is a harder precision sport because you have a 100-mile-per-hour fastball coming at you, and obviously it's a little bigger, but it is not standing still in front of you. It's not t-ball.
There's different.
There's
conditions.
t-ball, and then there's golf. They are very similar in my opinion.
Get the.
That's what I'm
get outta
saying.
here.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Because
No.
in my opinion,
You
we're
have to
talking
have
about
a
the best
ball
precision,
this small.
the hardest precision, the hardest sport. Yeah, I understand,
ball
but it
this
is
small.
sitting in front of you.
400-yard greens that go out. They can go anywhere.
Exactly, a wide range, right?
Yeah,
a
but
wide range.
yeah, but you got to get it in one hole the same
Baseball
size
players
as
have
that
to
ball.
accurately place it in a certain part of the field to make sure that they don't just hit it straight to an outfielder. or
Go
whatever.
out there with the driver right now, and I bet
I'm not-
if I
yes,
gave
oh,
you
yeah, look,
20,
now we're starting to compare.
if I gave you
That's
20
different.
tries, if I gave probably a
Same
lot of
thing with
NFL
baseball, though.
players
Same thing with
20
baseball.
tries, they'd probably shank it most of the time.
That's not true.
Almost every time.
We have Steph Curry over here doing hole in
Steph
ones. By the
Curry-
way, the hardest thing you can do in a golf sport.
Steph-
A hole in one, and
on
he's
an
able
easier
to do
course.
it. No, he's
On
able to
easier
do it.
course.
He's able to do it, and that's the difference. That's the difference between different athletes, different sports. Yes, okay, they are gifted in their sport, but we're gonna say the hardest sport. No, there's different harder sports. in
It's
my
the
opinion.
hardest sport.
All right,
That-
well, we'll
that's
call
a
it on
different
that. We'll
side
call it on
combo.
that. And honestly, W. Burke question. I like it.
Another Burt question: why is Angel Reese low key bad?
I don't believe so. All right, next.
Jay, do you think she's bad? She low key bad. She low key bad. You seen her on the runway. Jay,
Put
You're out of
J
pocket.
over there,
Out of
gooning
pocket.
back there.
freaking goon segment. All right, Audrey. She said not for the pod, but congrats on the solo pod. Juan, you did a great job for real.
Shout out. Yeah, shout out co-host. Shout out co-host.
Appreciate you, Audrey. I really appreciate
Shout out
it.
co-host. Yep.
Yep, I did my job. Hey,
Handle business.
handle business. Don't say good job, just a job. That's what you're supposed to do.
W.
All right, Gumbo says, I know Jewayne was on. Oh my God.
Talk about it.
I know Jewayne was on Epstein's Island and Roy's a Goyim.
I am a Goyim. I
I'm a
am
Goyim.
Goyim.
Truly?
Well, you were on Epstein's Island, though.
No, I wasn't on
According to
Epstein.
Gumbo.
I wasn't.
All right,
though.
we're doing too much now. We're truly dragging it.
We're
truly
dragging.
dragging the name of Epstein. Honestly, we don't support anything that he did. He is a problem. He is a felon. He is a trafficker, and BG Nation does not support any of that.
And I wasn't. He might be
That's
still be
something.
alive.
That's a
He might
take.
still be
That's a
alive.
take.
But I was not on that island, obviously.
Sports entertainment, by the way.
Sports entertainment.
podcast.
Would you have gone to the island?
We might be turning controversial.
Jay, would you have been gone to the island? Don't lie. Don't lie.
A lot of famous names have gone to the island. Bill Gates.
Would you have gone to the island? If you didn't
I'm
know
not
what was
gonna
going on
say.
there.
Look, if I was for BG Nation, like we already hypothetically said, yeah, I'm sliding for BG Nation purposes. But a lot of people, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It's a whole rabbit hole. We are a sports entertainment podcast. This is very controversial.
All right, Hedry.
Hedry. Shout out Hedry.
Surprise Hedry. I haven't talked to Hedry in years. That's enough of that.
We do know that.
I'm just kidding.
That's maybe next episode.
Hedry says, episode where y'all make out the whole time? When? I think it's the second
I
time he said
think
this.
you might have said that already. And honestly, Hedry, I want
50
to know.
likes and we'll do it.
Hedry.
50 likes and we'll do it.
Hedry. All right. Next.
You might find that. You might find that on Route 34. Honestly,
What
that
is
might
that?
that might already be on Route 34.
Route 34, bro?
If you know, you know.
Oh,
If you know, you know.
I don't even know.
That's all we had, by the way. That's
Ain't no way.
That's all we had.
Ain't no way, BG. All right, it's all good.
They didn't slide for this one. They weren't messing with the video I dropped. Actually, quite a weird one. But if you want to give us a shout for ideas for fan section, follow the Instagram. That's where we have it. I thought you said you had questions for the Instagram, but you didn't put anything.
Honestly,
Oh, it's all right. You didn't put it on there.
Wow.
You should have put it on there.
why'd you fucking ask?
Disrespectful. All right.
Our poor live audience. All right, next.
Winter Olympics.
Shout out.
Shout out to Winter Olympics. Look, I talked about the Winter Olympics. I said I wouldn't talk about it too much. Look, I watched it for a slight bit. I was editing the video. It was on like 1 a.m. I threw it on, had it in the background. Look, Ilya. This guy, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's a USA figure skater, right?
All right.
Ilya, he came out. Crazy dude. If you know Blades of Glory,
Yeah.
he looked like that. He had one of those performative suits on.
That's
Hair
crazy.
going crazy. I saw him come out. I'm like, look at this performative ass male. I saw him coming out, and I really wanted to laugh at him. He dominated. Like I said, I want to give a shout to Ilya. I showed you that. I kind of got a little emotional. I keep getting emotional recently. I don't know what's up with me. Estrogen maxing, I guess. I don't know.
Truly estrogen
but,
maxing.
But like the moves they do on there to the music, everything all together, it's really art. It's beautiful what he
I
did.
can appreciate art.
What he did out there was crazy. So shout out Ilya. That's all I had to say about that.
I need to watch that.
I've been hyping this girl up quite a bit. I've been
Well,
hyping this girl up.
Talk about it. If you want to talk about it, let's go for it. What are your thoughts on
I
that?
don't even know how to put this together.
Well, look.
I don't even know where to-
Look, okay, look. Off the rip, we're talking about Ilya. We're talking about how he did a backflip that was banned.
Oh, yeah.
He's showing out.
I forgot about that.
He's showing out. He's doing stuff that was banned in 1976, and it's 2026, and he's over here doing crazy backflips. Over here doing the Iron Lotus,
For the
as
fun-
he said, the Blades of Glory move, doing crazy things. Showman,
For the love of the game.
exactly. Love of the game.
And he's great.
Pure art. I
All
like
right.
to see it.
But I couldn't even contain myself. I don't even know what to say about this young lady. 24-year-old. She's truly the star of the Winter Olympics. Have you heard of her?
I've personally never. No.
Alyssa Liu. If you know, you know. You got producers over here tickling each other in the back. Alyssa
Trolling,
Liu.
man.
I just want to profess my love for Alyssa Liu right now. She is, oh my God. Have you seen Alyssa Liu? Oh my gosh. She's like this.
Co-host is geeking over this girl.
I'm like, I am
honestly,
geeking. Look,
She's an Olympian.
she's beautiful.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
I've never seen. I've never.
Very pretty face, very cool. She broke her medal. Look, she's all over the internet right now. Alyssa Liu, Liu. Look, truly, she's beautiful. She got my heart. She did.
So what are you?
She-
What are you shooting your shot?
I'm looking
Are
shooting
you
my
shooting
shot.
your shot?
I'm hoping that one day it gets big enough. Alyssa Liu.
Well, look, you could be a pioneer. You could be one of the pioneers.
Look, I'm shooting into the abyss right now, but
Curry type.
Curry type of a shot right now. But Alyssa Liu, look, you showed out. I love the hair. I love the little piercing you have inside your mouth that peeks over the lip.
What about that
Over the teeth.
septum? That septum theory. Have you heard of that?
Nah,
Have you heard of septum
yeah.
theory?
Jewayne on that emo shit.
Yeah, so she's like an alt girl that competed at the Olympics, got the gold medal, by the way. She retired at age 16 because she just fell out of love with the sport. She came back, and at age 24, she won the gold medal. Yeah.
Septum theory,
Septum
brother.
theory, but look,
Septum theory.
she's got my heart. You know, follow her TikTok. She has great content. No.
You said what? You said what? What was that?
Shout out Gianna.
You said
Septum
you
theory.
said shout out Gianna.
Septum theory. He said shout out Gianna, but septum theory
Why
truly.
did you say that? See? Nah, my fault.
Anyways, doing too much. But look,
That's DTM. That's
look,
DTM. I was
look,
trying to entertain while we
Look,
talking.
Alyssa Liu, truly what she did on the ice rink was great. Again, her personality is great,
Shout
know.
out.
And I'm shouting her out because she did have a good story, retiring, coming back to the sport, doing great, finding her passion for the
I like
sport
that.
again. And then again, she's a very pretty girl. She has a good personality. Like I said, she broke
That's
her
a different thing.
Look, she's like a Gen Z.
She
type
broke
of-
her neck. You said?
She broke her medal. Like
Oh, I was about
she
to
made a
say, bro,
TikTok and
what?
she like, broke the medal. Like she's showing up for Gen Z. She's a Gen Z athlete, and we haven't seen anything like that on the Olympic stage, really. Especially in a classy sport like ice skating, she's breaking the mold. Shout out to Liu.
Did she win it? She won a gold medal.
She won a gold medal.
Hey,
Look,
okay.
and look,
Shout out. Shout
shout
out
out
America.
for America.
Shout out.
And look,
shout out America.
I'm shooting my shot. I truly am. Shot into the abyss, but Alyssa Liu,
Shout out co-host.
please.
Hopefully
I appreciate what
he
you do
locks
out
in,
there.
man. All right,
Anyways,
shout out.
that's all I had. I've been waiting for that one.
You love that take. Yeah, I know you've been waiting for that one.
I'm like cheesing over here.
Producer J.
Do you see the vision though? Do you see it? Anyways,
No, I clear.
we got one last thing here.
Let's
We're-
get into it.
We're finishing it out. This is more of your thing. Go ahead.
Our last topic is Fanatics Flag Football Camp. Fanatics. Who is in Fanatics flag football camp? We got Logan Paul. We got Tom Brady. But what they were doing was beefing instead of playing flag football. They are beefing prior to their match about, well, things that we talk about, things that we get into, things that we discuss in BG about WWE not being a true professional athletic sport, not producing professional athletes. Tom Brady himself said one of the best quarterbacks, one of the best football players in history.
Best.
Yes, some would say the best. The best player in NFL history is dissing Logan Paul, saying that his moves that he does, I don't know the exact quote, but his moves that he does in WWE, the things that he does not translate to the sport of even flag football they're talking about. You're talking about flag football, not even football. They're talking about flag football. It does not translate. And honestly, Tom Brady, I couldn't agree with you more, brother. I could not agree with you more.
Look, say that to someone else, but Logan Paul is probably one of the best influencer athletes we've seen of all time. I'm not gonna lie, he's very athletic. Well, he can do a lot of things that Tom Brady can't do. Tom Brady can't wrestle. Logan Paul did. Tom Brady can't box. Logan Paul would knock him out. Logan Paul would probably dunk on Tom Brady. Logan Paul would probably route up Tom Brady, lock him up. The only thing Tom Brady can do better than Logan Paul is throw a football. So Logan Paul is a better.
Tom Brady's about the same height, has better coordination, has better precision, has better mobility, has better hand-eye coordination, has better.
I don't know about all that, but look, I think
decision making has better.
I think it's setting up. Maybe a Logan Paul, Tom Brady boxing match.
Hey, look, if they hopped in the boxing ring, come on, bro.
Who's taking that?
We're talking about a 45-plus-year-old Tom Brady facing a young, youthful Logan Paul who has previous experience of boxing. No, yes, for the Paul brothers, yes.
That's right at range.
Nah, I mean, Tom Brady obviously isn't a fool. He's not a fool. He's not taking that bait. Yeah, obviously Tom Brady is spitting facts. I'm going to say, in my opinion, he is spitting facts. I think that we already talked about it in previous episodes that WWE wrestling it's an athletic sport. You have to be athletic to do some of the moves, yes. But on the same level as a professional athlete, a true professional athlete who, spends their whole life dedicating their body and, soul, taking true injuries. You talked about it, torn pec, John Cena, came back after 3 weeks, you said, or some
3 months.
3 months, exactly, bro. That is not happening in the NFL. That is not happening anywhere else. Because guess what? And what age was he at? It was 45 plus. That is for a reason, because WWE is not that physically straining.
Look, it's more physically straining probably than football, in my opinion. But we already talked about that.
To the point where players who are 45 plus are coming back from torn pecs.
Yep, they can. It's very physically straining. Yes,
it's interesting.
But look,
acrobatics is a sport. Yes.
But look,
go for it.
He said it to the wrong guy. Logan Paul was also not just a professional entertainer, pro wrestler. He's a pro boxer too. He went in the ring with
he's a pro boxer. He faced KSI, fam.
Yeah, he also faced Mayweather.
He got destroyed. Mayweather, about being 100 pounds less than him.
He still stepped in the ring.
Handle him.
Yeah, Tom Brady will probably get knocked out by Mayweather too. But you can't just say Logan Paul is not a pro athlete when he's been a pro boxer. He's boxed people.
So we're putting pro boxers for everyone now.
Yes, dude, and I think
it was an exhibition match for money.
Logan Paul probably could step into a professional flag football league and probably do fine. He's an athlete.
Yes, fine.
Yeah, he can do fine. He's a athlete. He's an actual athlete. So like I said, he said it to the wrong guy. Maybe he said it to John Cena. It'd make more sense. But he just barked up the wrong tree. Logan Paul is an actual athlete, a proven pro athlete.
Proven?
Yes, boxer.
Proven how?
Pro boxer.
He has not proven himself in pro boxing at all. What are you talking about?
He literally fought Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, for money.
Well,
Floyd Money Mayweather out of his prime.
Every boxing match.
No, Floyd Money Mayweather out of his prime destroyed him. For money. He took the match for money.
Floyd Mayweather destroyed everyone he's ever faced.
That's different, though. That's way different. He is out of his prime. He is not taking competitive matches anymore because he's not a pro boxer anymore. He is an exhibition artist. He is looking for the bread. He's not going out there to, improve his record. Thoughts?
I just think
dumbfounded. Speechless.
It's a wrong reason. No, it's a wrong thing.
Because guess what? WWE is fake. It is scripted. It is trash. It is propaganda. And yes, maybe some fans enjoy it because guess what? Of nostalgia. They have storylines. Yes, if you truly, as a jit right now, as a youth, are you turning on that WWE right now and watching Logan Paul?
Yeah, wrestle? Logan Paul actually does great.
Bro, I'm sleeping on that. I saw that video of Logan Paul hitting someone.
You can talk to
trash, bro.
You can talk to Matt. Logan Paul's probably one of the most entertaining.
You saw that video I sent you, right? About Logan Paul's fake acting. That was horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah, but he also
acting.
does crazy
he is
stuff.
nowhere near it. And guess what?
I mean,
we can tie it into the same thing that y'all said. Triple H is trash. He is truly putting out trash content, trash media for the entire WWE sphere. No. And honestly, I think WWE is kind of falling off.
Nah, Logan Paul's
in professional athletic terms.
Look, the thing is, you're talking out of your ass, and you've never watched a wrestling match. You don't pay attention.
I've watched
to
a wrestling match before. That's untrue.
Yeah, you're.
That's untrue. I've
but
watched multiple. I've watched multiple clips. I've seen things.
Look,
You're rolling off nostalgia.
I've watched
I think you and Bobby Sabi are rolling off nostalgia, and y'all can't even lie on that.
No, because I still watch to this day. I'm still entertained, and Logan Paul puts on most of his matches are actually pretty good. He had pretty good matches against Roman Reigns. He's one of the
fake. Are they scripted?
They're scripted, but they're still taking slams. They're still flipping. Yeah, he's still an athlete.
So.
No.
So you think Tom Brady's talking out of his ass?
He's talking out of his ass.
So you think the best football player in history? Do you think the best football player in history, right? In history, is talking out of his ass?
Yeah, I do. Because
you truly think that?
Yeah, he's talking out of his ass for.
Right, hey, we'll leave it at that then.
For clips.
That's all I gotta say.
People like you look, you're talking.
That's all I gotta say.
And look, and you're talking out of your ass because you don't have no idea about wrestling. You've never watched a full Logan Paul match.
Is it scripted?
Yeah, it is scripted. I'll admit to you.
That's all I gotta know.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta know.
Look, that's why you're closed-minded.
That's all I gotta know.
You're closed-minded.
I'm open-minded. I've watched the match before.
You're closed-minded.
The thing is, I've watched the match before.
You're closed-minded.
I've looked at matches. I've seen clips. I've seen many clips. I see it all over my feed. That is rubbish, trash, and is rolling off nostalgia. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about, man.
Go for it.
You don't pay attention to the sport.
I'm saying my take.
That's your take, but you have no basis to like base it off of.
Yeah, hey, it's entertainment.
Really
I'm not saying it's not entertainment. I've never said it's not entertainment. I never said it was not even sports entertainment. It's sports. It's entertainment, but it is not the same level as other professional athletes like a Tom Brady. Tom Brady would agree with me. That's it. Hey, all I gotta say is Tom Brady would agree with me. That's it.
Yeah, Tom Brady's talking out of his ass for clips. So are you, and you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bro, because you know ball, bro. Because you know ball.
I do know
Tom
ball.
Brady, the best player in history.
You know about football.
One of the best athletes in history.
I'm not asking.
Talking out of his ass.
Yeah, I'm not going to Tom Brady about golfing advice.
He's a better golfer than you.
Yeah, he is.
He's a better golfer than you,
I'm not going
bro.
to him about like other advice.
He's a better. He would put you on golfing advice, fam.
He would.
So that would be a mistake for you not to ask him.
Look,
that'd be a mistake.
But I'm not going for him for that. That's not his alley. About football,
but the thing is,
about reading a
defense.
Yes, but pro wrestling is completely out of his alley. I know more about pro wrestling than Tom Brady does.
No, but pro wrestling, I already talked about it. Pro wrestling isn't the same as amateur wrestling. Yeah. Pro wrestling is an entertainment business. Amateur wrestling is a true business. It's a true athletic business. That's where it's at.
Pro wrestle.
Yeah,
not everyone can pro
true
wrestle.
Entertainers can only pro wrestle.
No, true athletes can only pro wrestle.
Yeah, big guys and entertainers can wrestle. Yeah,
because there's a lot of small guys that go out there and they can entertain. Rey Mysterio is probably one of the greatest of all time. He's about 5'9".
Yo, that is because of his entertainment ability.
No, it's because of his athletic ability in the ring. Rey Mysterio doesn't talk great on the mic. Like, he does not talk great on the mic.
But what about his mask, though? Was that another persona? It's a persona thing.
But that's a luchador. That's a whole thing.
It's all entertainment.
But his moves in the ring, there's a lot of guys who wear masks.
So he can do
not
cool
as
moves.
big.
He can do cool moves.
He has a lot of athleticism. He's strong.
Are we talking about? That's what I'm trying to say.
He's
like,
strong. He's fast. Yeah,
he's strong and fast for WWE.
No, he's strong
John
and fast
Cena came back at 45 plus.
Rey Mysterio is probably stronger and faster than like 90% of the
we're really
population.
putting Rey Mysterio against top athletes in the NFL,
and
NBA,
and he's not even a top athlete.
No, please. I just realized what you're saying. You're putting Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's athleticism as the same as LeBron's strength, De'Aaron Fox's speed. We got Saquon Barkley's agility. We got who else? We got Tom Brady's precision. We got players' hand-eye coordination. He outperforms those players.
You just mentioned the strongest athlete in the NBA. You mentioned the fastest player in the NBA. I just mentioned a random small guy, not a random.
Rey
a small guy from the WWE. There's fast.
You said he's one of the most athletic in the WWE.
He is.
I just said that exactly.
For his size,
so what I'm trying to say is that there's no way.
Obafemi's stronger than LeBron easily. Probably half the roster. Yeah, you got to see him. He's
He's stronger than LeBron. Yeah, because he's probably 350.
Yeah, and he moves faster than LeBron too.
Yeah, for WWE, you're saying he moves faster than LeBron, brother. Put him on an NBA court. We'll see who moves faster.
Braun Breaker moves faster. Braun Breaker.
We'll see who moves
faster.
Brock
Lesnar. We already had the discussion.
Brock Lesnar did not have a stable career. He had to go back to WWE before bread.
What do you mean? He was a world champion of UFC.
I never said that. I never said he wasn't. I said that he couldn't have a stable career in that.
For injuries.
He couldn't have a exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
But not even like a broken arm.
Where did he excel at?
Internal.
But where did he excel at?
Like internal organ injuries.
Cool, but what injuries did he have?
Internal organ
injuries. Yes, and where did
injuries.
he struggle?
Yeah,
where did he succeed?
He had to fight injured, brother.
Yeah.
No. What I'm trying to say is he succeeded. No. He succeeded in WWE off injuries,
And
he did not succeed in other sports because of injuries. Because guess what? WWE allows for players who are injured, and that's cool. That's entertainment. That's cool. Have that. Personally, I don't enjoy that. It's all nostalgia ridden. It's all nostalgia driven, and honestly, it's all good.
All right, and we are back. I think part 6. Oh my God.
This is part 6. Yep.
Yeah, to finally end it all. The last segment went off the rails. Wabi Sabi
Sabi got it. He started going crazy, bro.
Wabi Sabi and Roy went off the rails for about 5 minutes plus. WWE athletics are not. I don't even know what to say. That took all my brain cells. That conversation that just went down.
Yeah, like just my final call it what you want. My final point on this. Just to wrap it up. Y'all know my thoughts on WWE. Y'all know my co-host thoughts on WWE. Let us know your thoughts on what you think about in the comment section below. But that's honestly, I'm gonna wrap it up all that.
And we're wrapped. We're wrapped for the epi. We've been going long. I think producer.
You want to do a quick little word of the week?
Yeah, we'll do a word of the week. You like my word of the week?
No.
My word of the week.
If I remember correctly, no.
Word of the week is vergasada. Word of the week is vergasada. So
you might enjoy. We might enjoy some tacos
all together.
Yeah.
Some taco de vergasada.
We could. We might enjoy some. Who knows? With a little pica verga. Oh no. All right, real talk. That's it, bro. That's it, bro. We're trolling now.
We're trolling
now, bro.
We're brain cells gone.
That's
we're about to wrap it up, but thank you so much. It was truly a joy having Roy back. So
I appreciate being back here.
We will have another episode next week, but my brain cells are done. We're gonna wrap it up. Anything else to say to the fans?
That's it. Shout out BG Nation. Shout out BG Nation. Keep showing support, please.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, shout out Toes.
Shout out Slackers. At Slackers. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.
Leave a like.
Thank you.